Hi, Vibrant Souls. Welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, this is Vibrant Soul Tarot, and I'm super excited to have you here today. So today's pick a card reading, we are going to be looking at your year ahead in 2024. So we're going to do your 2024 predictions, things you may need to know, things that are going to come up, all of that revolving around this next year of 2024 for you. So I want to quickly break down how this reading is going to go so there's no confusion. If you look in the timestamps in the description box where I always post them, you're going to see two different parts to your reading, part 1 and part 2. I do recommend you watching both parts since they will have extra details about your year and everything that you need to know. But the first part is basically going to be a very in-depth charm casting reading, and do not sleep on those charm casting readings. If you've been following me and you've watched some of my previous videos with the charm casting readings, you know that they can be very detailed and actually get really, really specific. So that is going to be the first part. The next part of the reading is going to be the tarot reading. So that's where we're going to get even more information. We're going to be using oracles and really focus in on anything that you need to know and the predictions through the tarot deck that you choose and through the oracles that we're going to have. So basically it's in two parts because we're going to be covering a whole year for you, and I can't wait to get started. So let's go ahead and get into the pile selections here. We have these 3 piles to choose from. We're going to start right here with pile number 1. We have the Pulp Tarot deck along with this Selenite Snake. So we have the Selenite Snake and the Pulp Tarot for pile number 1. For pile number 2, we have this Blue Opalite Butterfly along with this Tarot of the Cosmic Seed. So the Blue Opalite Butterfly and the Tarot of the Cosmic Seed for pile 2. And then last but not least, we have this raw piece of amethyst. And then we have the Bones Tarot. So the raw amethyst and the Bones Tarot for pile number 3. All right. So please take your time if you need to in choosing your pile. When you do have your pile selected, I will post the timestamps for part 1 and part 2 of your reading in the description box below for your convenience as always. And I can't wait to see you guys at your reading. Bye! Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading if you chose the Selenite Snake Stone. Or if you chose the Pulp Tarot, which we're going to move to the side because that's going to be for you in part 2. But if that's what you chose, welcome to your reading. So this is your reading all about your 2024 predictions. And I want to talk about the year 2024 for a little bit. If you are into the Chinese astrology or the Chinese zodiac, it is the year of the dragon, which is all about creativity. It's all about power, leadership, and drive, which I find really interesting because it is also in numerology an 8 year, or the number 8 is the number for the year 2024. And those have really similar qualities, the dragon and the number 8, because the number 8 is again about power and leadership. It's also about prosperity and success. And I feel the number 8 too is all about a balance of spirituality and practicality. And it can even be about karma. So things coming back to you. Since the number 8 is an infinity sign, it's kind of like what you've been putting out to kind of come back. So maybe for some of you, what you've been putting out in the past is you're going to finally start seeing that come back towards you. Whether that is positive or negative is up to you and what you've been putting out, you know. Also, the number 8 is the representative number for Saturn too. So Saturn's all about karma as well. And Saturn does reward a lot of hard work at the same time. So I think those are going to be some huge themes for all of us in 2024. And back to the Chinese zodiac, for the dragons specifically, it's supposed to be a really positive year, like a very lucky year, maybe, you know, for your job, like abundance. Some would even say like maybe the year of the dragon is the year, if you're a dragon, you know, you meet your soulmate, or just, you know, you kind of have that like serendipity kind of things going easier for you, luck. Also the ally, years tend to reap some of that luck as well. So we have the year of the monkey, the year of the rat, and the year of the rooster. So if your birth year falls in any of those signs, it should be a pretty positive, or at least maybe a little bit smoother going, year for you compared to the other years. Now, there always is an opposite side to that. So there is the year of the dog, the year of the sheep, and the year of the rabbit is considered the enemy signs to the dragon. But do not fear the enemy years at all. So this would be like your enemy year. And the reason why I say do not fear that is, honestly, guys, this last year, 2023, was technically an enemy year for me personally. So, and I'm fine. I didn't have anything too crazy happen. Yeah, my year had its challenges, but whose doesn't, and I think that, like sometimes I think, people will say like an enemy year will have something catastrophic, like death or illness or, things like that. And I was fine. I survived this year. So you guys should be okay for the most part, obviously, depending on your situation. It's nothing to fear. It's just what it is, So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into your charm casting reading. Let's see what predictions we have for you. Okay. That just doesn't want to get off there, but all right. So first things first, we're going to start with the divination dice. And I want to ask Spirit, for pile 1, please, what is the main focus for this year 2024 for pile 1? Ooh, we have the 11th house, which is really cool, I think, for the main focus. I think this is like bigger picture energy. This could also mean you have specific Aquarius placements that are going to be affected in this year of 2024, or maybe specific 11th house placements that are going to be important aspects for you in 2024 as well. But I think this is such a big energy over, like, I'm hearing, I was going to say, because the 11th house represents like our networking, it represents our friend groups and things like that. But I'm hearing for you, this is about specifically your hopes and dreams and your wishes and your outlook on these things and how you're viewing the world or how you're viewing these things to you right now. That's kind of the message that I am feeling for you mainly with this 11. Also, 11 is a master number as well. So this could mean like, you've been mastering something, as well as it's like it can be considered like a finalization number for some. And so when I'm also looking at your crystal here right now, I feel like this, because it is selenite, it looks like a snake skin that's already been shed. So now I'm feeling like for some of you, this could be the end of a huge transformation for you going into 2024. And you're kind of leaving a lot of old things behind, and you're embracing the new, and you're embracing everything that maybe you've been working for, or just things that have been meant to come to you that you have not been ready for yet, because you've still been kind of trying to shed that skin, trying to release the old, and that's a huge, a snake shedding its skin is a huge indicator of a huge transformation coming. Also, it does represent sometimes going through hard times. So maybe this last year or these last few years, I'm hearing maybe since like 2020 for some of you, have been a little more difficult than you wanted to, or you've had to face some things that have made you uncomfortable kind of come out, but you've become so much stronger as well. So this is a good year for you to embrace that. This is when you're going to be stepping into your power, into that transformation. Which actually the year of the dragon is about power, and so is 8, power, leadership. So I'm already seeing a lot of connections here for you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into your charm reading here. Excuse the noise, but I do like to mix it a little bit here. I mix it before, but I like to mix it on camera too. Okay. All right, let's see what we have here. First things I am noticing is that we do have a lot going on in the luck department, which is really good for some of you. We have a couple things that you are going to be completing this year, as well as a couple things that, This is really interesting the way this charm landed right on Libra here with the balancing scales, which is again reminded me of like karma, things coming back into balance for you right here next to this number 11. And I think this is almost like the outer energy. Sometimes I don't even read the charms that fall out, but I do obviously if I feel intuitively drawn to it. And I think this is kind of like, again, like an overseeing energy, almost like a watching energy for all of the things going on in your life. Okay, so let's start here with begin. I feel like with this, you know, after this transformation, after these things that you've been seeing, and maybe even in the beginning of the year here for you of 2024, we have the find joy in the journey. I feel like things are going to be getting a lot brighter for you. I think that you are actually, like it literally says, going to be finding more joy in your life, in the journey, and realizing that it's not always about the destination, that it is kind of about the journey. And I think that there is going to be an energy more of like ease, allowing yourself to work with ease, do things with ease, and allowing things to come in with ease and grace as well too. Now we have your intuition leading you towards big manifestations here. And I say big because right on the outside we have the sun. So these are things coming to light, as well as these are positive things or things that are going to make you very happy. And so these could be things that you've been waiting for, and things that maybe you had to put in trust and faith with this owl, this intuition guiding you as well. And I want to say it's bigger and better than you could have imagined, because the way that the sun landed outside of the manifest thing. So it's like bigger than you could imagine, better than you could imagine. And ironically, when we move over to the ego, we have the imagine charm. I don't know. Oh, imagine dragons just came to my mind. I don't know why, but it is the year of the dragon and we have this. And so what this is saying is that I feel like there is a lot of prosperity coming to you in the year 2024, pile one, and your ego is trying to see the bigger picture. Your ego's trying to figure it all out. And this, you know, spirit is really saying like, you can't imagine it. Like your ego's trying to imagine it. And it's like, you almost have no idea. And I think that's really amazing as well too, because that's something that our ego really does. It tries to predict a lot of things. It tries to know everything, you know, at the same time. So when the imagine charm is in here, it's like your ego can't even fathom what's coming. And I think you may not either as well. But I feel like a lot of this is going to start when you start kind of relaxing into the year, letting things flow in, flow out with ease and stuff like that. And so you've been seeing a lot of signs of things that you do need to release, as well as this could be indication of like shedding feathers as well, the things that you have been releasing, or this is in 2024, you will be seeing signs of things you need to release. I'm hearing that these will come up for you naturally. I'm hearing that these will come up as specific triggers, things that you feel have been holding you back. All of these things that, you know, maybe emotionally wise, you are not making you feel pretty good. These are signs and indicators of the things that you will need to release, or that you will release. I want to say that you will release in the year of 2024. So don't be too hard on yourself by maybe getting triggered and things like that over certain things. They're just showing you what it is. And with that being said, you know, it's just, you feel it, you acknowledge it, and you don't let it stop you, and you move on. And I think that's another thing that's kind of going to be coming here with ease for you, is you're going to be releasing things easier as well too. So let's see what we got here for the luck. We got a lot of things in luck. And all right, first thing that I am intuitively seeing here is that we have two horses here, which horses represent freedom, they represent movement, and they represent action. So we have this one, which to me, this one is facing upright. So I'm going to read it upright, okay? Even though I think to you it may be this one, but I'm over here on this end. So this one is facing upright. This one is facing upside down. So I guess it would be like reversed. And I think that, you know, this is saying that your luck is going to be moving here. There is growth here, things kind of popping up for you. The only thing is that maybe you don't believe in your luck, or you're not going to be... Okay, so I'm hearing pile one, that maybe your faith a lot of the time has been tested, and so it's hard to believe in your luck, and this could be something that is burdening you, and this could be a connection between luck and burdens. You're like, okay, well, why is it all of a sudden going to start happening for me now, or why am I going to get lucky now? And Spirit's kind of saying in 2024 to kind of take away that mindset, and anything that you feel is holding you back and burdening you, to kind of, that's going to be something to release as well. Anything that you feel in 2024 that is stopping you from having this freedom, that is stopping you from progressing in anywhere of your life that you feel you want to, like with this kind of horse in reverse, it's kind of like maybe feeling a little bit restricted at times. That's going to be something that is going to be leaving your life as well. Because we have the upright version in luck. So I feel like, again, this is a message too, that, you know, the luck is going to be changing. The things that you have been feeling burdened by, restricted by, or if you feel like it's one of the burdens is that you're not getting where you need to go or fast enough, or you know, things of that nature, just feeling like you don't have that freedom. The luck is on your side in regards to that here as well too. So we also have, oopsies. We have this little Hello Kitty charm as well too. So maybe to be, a lot of people collect Hello Kitty. I know, trust me, my best friend is like the biggest Hello Kitty fanatic. And so maybe this is also, when it comes to luck, you know, to steer your attention to things that you adore, things that you like, things that make you happy, as well as this could represent your inner child too. But I think this is like, when I think of Hello Kitty too, I think of like, what is that called? What is it called? Like her friends? It's called something. I think it's on the back of here. Let me see. Sanrio. I think of like her and her friends and her gang, but she's kind of like the leader, and she's like obviously the star of the show, you know? And so if that's the case for you, I feel like in 2024, it's all about you being the main character, you being the star of the show. Maybe you watched other people like get to have their years and do their things, and now it's going to be time for you to enjoy this as well. And things are going to be popping up, because when I think of carrots as well, I think of carrots kind of growing underground, and then you kind of just see the green part, but when you pull it up, you're actually like, whoa, you know, there's a carrot there, there's a big carrot there. Obviously, if you planted the carrots, you know that it's a carrot, but you know what I'm saying. And so I think things are going to be sprouting for you, and maybe you're going to be like, wow, that worked out a lot better than I thought it would. Like, you know, it's like you pull out a carrot, and like maybe in the past your carrots were like this big, and then now all of a sudden you're like, oh geez, that worked out so much better. That's a huge freaking carrot. And so you're gonna feel a little bit lucky as well. And there's just a playful energy here for you in the 2024. And so in the burden here, we also have this little heart that says made with love. This could have been some of your creations as well. Some of the things that you've been making or trying to make or produce here in this year. You feel like the burden in the past is that they're not producing, or it's not going where you want it to go for some of you. For others of you, this could be just matters of the heart as well. Like maybe for some of you with the burdens, you're going to be seeing things in 2024 that are kind of eye-opening in a way of like, wow, okay, that didn't happen for me for my worst case scenario, or to stop me. Like this was actually happening for me. And so it was kind of made with love, you know? And for others of you with the first message, this is that kind of energy of like, you're going to start seeing things moving now, because we have these kind of polar energies here for you. So that's pretty cool. I feel like the fact that we had these right here, this is very symbolic to the burdens kind of lifting and maybe feeling more lighter, more luckier. We kind of saw that in the very beginning of your reading here. So now with the abundance, I feel like with this charm in particular, this is about your faith being restored and your faith being rewarded. I think that the sacrifices that you've made for your future abundance are going to be coming in 2024. And your faith that we saw earlier that had been tested is going to be, you're going to start seeing things, and you're going to start seeing why, and it's going to be a little bit easier for you. So I feel like, you know, the faith that you had for, you know, this abundance, or just to have, even if the abundance is just feeling better for some of you, getting out of a funk, getting out of a situation, or moving on, whatever it is, you know, things are going to be better. And I think that the choices that you made sorry, I can't talk now. The choices that you made had a huge effect on this. And I think that's why we have this like karmic energy, like watching over the scales balancing back for you. We had that 11 of like wishes, big hopes, big wishes coming through too, because we also have an energy. We have two things about resilience here as well. With the family, we have the seahorse. Some of you could be expanding your family. And the reason why I'm thinking that, normally the seahorses can mean definite like resilience as well. So for some of you, you know, maybe family issues, if you had family issues, this is like calling for more resilience too. Like in 2024, they may still kind of still be there, you know. It's not saying that it's all going to clear up, but for some of you, specifically, your family is going to be increasing because, now I forgot what these are called, seahorses. They have a lot of babies at one time. And so there could be a lot of births in your family at the same time as well too. So, and there could be a specific like amount of movement, because now I'm seeing like the horse here, but this is in the emotional aspect. So things could be moving, or you could be moving on from certain emotional stagnancy in 2024 that had to do with your family as well too. But also, like I said, mainly these are kind of like a perseverance type of energy. So I wouldn't expect it to all be, you know, just smooth and dandy at first. I would expect maybe the issues with your family you still kind of have this road that you're crossing. It doesn't mean that you're never going to get there. It just means that things are moving. Just maybe, you know, it's just a call for you to just keep going. For some of you as well, I'm hearing that you could be moving on from specific families as well too, and that could be why we have this resilience. So it is a general reading, so however it will resonate for you in the family, but I think a lot of this is that your family is going to be expanding, whether that's you having children, the people around you having children, cousins, nieces, nephews. In 2024, there could just be more of you. This could also be you meeting people that you consider family as well too. So I love this for you in complete though. We are going to be completing a hard, long cycle for you. The cactus represents endurance as well too. The cactus represents not having a lot of the things, but having to kind of call on your inner reservoir, you know, that inner strength or those inner resources as well. And so with that being said, in the complete, this is going to be ending for you in 2024. You're finally going to be seeing more abundance and seeing more things, the things that you've kind of been having faith for as well. Or the things that you've been striving for, or just if you felt like in general, like in your life, you're like, oh my gosh, this is just so hard. I have to keep going. That's going to be lifting as well in 2024, because it is in the complete. Now we also have the intuitive Pisces, but it landed on the intuitive side here. So I feel like this has been a call for you. Maybe you've been feeling this already, kind of lifting as well. And this also could be in regards to your mental health for most of you as well too, because when I think of Pisces, I think of, and it's intuitive, I think of the 12th house, which is like the unseen, our mind, our subconscious as well. So these hard kind of cycles, or these long, like never seemingly ending things of like, what's next, or how much more do I have to go, how much more do I have to give type of energy, it is going to be ending for you in 2024. So that's really good as well. And then we have this symbol in create for you. So I think in 2024, you're going to be allowing yourself to open up more in your creations. And I think the more you open your heart, the more you let your true self show, as well as maybe even get vulnerable. This could have to do with specific creations as well, but it's like you're going to be less closed off and creating things more from a heart space, which is going to in turn help you and your creations. I think you're going to be embodying more of an authentic energy. And I'm not saying that you were not authentic before, but you know, we dig a little deeper, we open up a little more, we go through things that kind of close us off, and then we get better, you know, and then it's like we level up. That's kind of what I'm seeing here for you in 2024, kind of being able to open up. Also, for some of you, there could have been a situation that made you feel in the past, you know, there could have been a situation that made you feel like you had to be closed off as well. So to be aware of in 2024 what it is you are creating and where you're creating this space from. Is it coming from your heart space? Is it coming from your perspective kind of? Is it coming from a place of hurt as well? I think spirit really, because this was kind of like a little bit in spirit at the same time, and I think spirit really wants you to open up, especially when it comes to your creation. So if you are creating something specific, like putting your all into it, putting your whole heart into it is something that is definitely going to be needed for you in 2024, and it's going to be helpful as well. So let's see. For you, we have empty, this would be like considered empty houses, I guess you would say in here. This one I think is more in money too, but that's not a bad thing. I think this just means that, for the most part, your health is going to be pretty stable. You're not going to have anything like huge come up. Obviously, the money should be pretty stable as well too. Maybe even have some lessons about your money coming up. It is a Saturn year like we're talking about, and hey, Saturn is about lessons as well too, and it's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Apples represent knowledge, but they also represent abundance too. So I think, you're going to be taking the things that you've learned when it comes to your money, when it comes to your finances, and they're going to be helping you create more abundance, because also when you think of apples, you think of the fruit on the tree. So all of that growth leading to the apples, leading to this knowledge for you as well too. But I think there is going to be a lot you're going to be learning about your home and about your finances. Now, with the star here in the home, this could be about having faith, still about something for some of you, specifically for your home. If you've been thinking about or wanting a better home, you're being guided in 2024 to still have faith, as well as this may be coming true for you, because it is the star, which is like wishing upon a star. When I think of the star, I think of the tarot, which is about faith, hope, renewal, rejuvenation. So there could be some kind of like redecorating, remodeling for some of you going on in your home. If that's not the case, some of you are going to be called to do that in 2024. And when I think of stars too, I do think of like beautiful energy around. So in 2024, make sure that your home is kind of, excuse me, I'm burping. Your home is your sanctuary. That's your place. That's where you feel good. That's where you can like come out as well. But there is going to be some renewal for some of you in your home. So that could mean like renovations, that could mean a new home in general, or that could just mean things getting better in your home too. And for some reason, I'm hearing you are the star. You're the star of your household, or for some reason, for some of you. So that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it for this one. Spirit, is there any more messages with the home? Oh, with this apple here as well, I'm also hearing in 2024, one of the things that you're going to be focusing on is eating more at home and eating better. So and it's also was like half in the money too, half in the home. So for some of you, if you feel like you've been spending a lot of money on food, like maybe Uber Eats, eating out a lot, or if that's just something you kind of been doing in 2024, I think you're going to be focused more on like your health, healthy options, just because it's an apple, as well as eating more from home instead of going out. Even if you're like not even eating that healthy from home, I still feel like it is a lot better at times than eating out. And don't get me wrong, indulging once in a while, eating out is great. That's what it's for, and I love doing that too. But also I think one of the messages here is that when you do make your own food from home, you know exactly what's going in it. You know what you're putting in it, even if it's not that healthy. Sometimes people realize that they'll like be feeling healthier or losing weight by eating the same things, just homemade. And that's because when you go out to eat at places, their only job is to make the food taste good, is to make you enjoy the food. Their job a lot of the time, unless you go to a place for that, obviously, a lot of the time the job isn't to make you feel healthy or like, be real healthy or low calorie or low, anything. Their job is to make it taste good, which obviously may require putting some other ingredients in there that don't suit well with you. So when you do make your food from home, you do notice, and you know what's in there, and you probably will notice that you're just feeling better and maybe even looking better as well too. So let's go to the romance. I feel like we have this heart with lovely, and the way that it landed was like coming in. I think that in 2024 for you, pile one, for some of you, you do have a romantic connection coming in for you. Maybe that'll come out more in the tarot in part 2, because that's kind of what I've been feeling like the tarot was going to be getting more into as well. Not love or romance, but getting like deeper into what we're already talking about, you know. But anyways, I do feel like you kind of do have a connection coming in for you. If you are already in a connection, it seems like it's going to be getting better, because when you think of the word lovely, you're like, oh, this is so lovely. Oh, I love this. And maybe this is a chance for you to work on your romantic life in 2024 as well. Like, what do you find good? What makes you feel good? What's lovely to you? And stuff like that. But I do believe that there is something or someone coming in, or if you have one, it's going to be more in tune is what I'm hearing, and more like in flow is what I'm hearing as well too. So, okay. And then we also have the last one, we have work. So since this is love and we had this lovely, and it was like right here, I gotta say it, for some of you, this could be someone that you meet through work in 2024. But I think this is in general for you working on doing things that you love more in 2022. So, I mean, in 2022, oh, that could be, maybe there's significance for some of you with the year 2022 and 2024. But I could have just got confused there too. So, and I'm surprised I haven't said 2023 since we are in 2023. Anyways, I feel like you're going to be loving your work more. Maybe you're going to be becoming more passionate about something. Maybe you're going to be working on something that you love as well. Also, there's a message here for 2024 to make time, not just for work, but make time for things that you do love as well too. Like, for an example, pile one is that if you work a 9 to 5 and you're kind of, a lot of time we find ourselves just working for the weekend. Well, if you obviously have the energy for it, or if you're able to find time, any kind of time, no matter how small, no matter how big, find time to do something that you love in between those, you know, that Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 as well too. You will notice that your life feels better, that you're, you know, happier, and you get to do the things, you know, you get to do things that you love and then have to go to work as well too, you know. And I think that there's an important message for that for you going into 2024. But for the most part, this looks like, you know, you're going to be loving your work more. You're going to be doing things that you love. Maybe it's not going to feel so much like work for you anymore. Maybe this is something that you have been creating as well, or manifesting, and you're going to start to love it. And also, I just love that message too. We can't help it, of the romance and meeting that love as well, because we had lovely and then we have love. You know, there's a connection there. Come on. For some of you, there's a connection there. So look out for that as well. But with that being said, is there any more for this last one, Spirit, before we go to the part 2? Yeah, no, Spirit really likes that message of finding time to do things that you love throughout the day. Like, even if it's in the morning and you wake up and you just have like this specific coffee or creamer or something, or you just do something in specific, mainly probably for your inner child, like, you know, that where it just helps you feel good. And you can even do that throughout the day, like, as well, but basically finding time regardless, not just the weekends, for doing things that you love. Oh, also Spirit says as well too, maybe even in 2024, like, getting a lot of things done so that you do have more time on the weekends for some of you to do things that you love too. So like doing those, like the laundry or cleaning or whatever, you know, starting to do that when you can, or finding time, or, you know, depending on your energy and your situation. Everyone's is different as well, but just make sure, you know, between work, you do find things that you love too. That is very important. And hopefully in 2024, the message of that love that you have for your work is going to be coming true, especially with this 11th house, you know. You never know, guys. But yeah, so I think that's it for you on the charm casting reading, or the part 1, I guess you would say, reading for you, pile 1. So thank you so much. I am going to go ahead and see you, or start. Maybe I'll see you there. Maybe I won't. Start your part 2. If you do not have time to watch every single part, or all at once, or if you're like me, maybe you don't even have the attention span at times to sit and watch like an hour long reading, that's perfectly fine. I would recommend just saving the video for later, and then, you know, later when you have time to check it out. So other than that, I will see you at part 2, and thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. I love doing these readings for you, like always, and I hope you have an amazing 2024. Bye. Hi Pile 1, welcome to the second part of your reading. So we are going to be using the tarot deck that you chose in just a little, I promise. But I have, oopsies, but I have these 3 cards here that are going to represent for you 3 major themes throughout this year of 2024 for you. So I want to go ahead and quickly just look at those, discuss that, and then we're going to hop right into your tarot deck to get more predictions for you or anything else that you may need to know about this year of 2024. So the first theme we have for you is the number 8 card, and I'm already instantly drawn to the number 8 because we were talking about that 2024 is an 8 year for you. So we have the one who hides the sun. The next card we have is the number 74 with share tenderness. The number 74 also is the number 11 as well in numerology, and the number 11 was very significant to the first part of your reading here too. So synchronicities, that's interesting. And then the last card we have for you is the number 65. Wait, that's 11 too. So we have 1111 coming out for you. I don't know why I was thinking that was 10. With a scry mirror. So the number 11 is really significant for you this year. We were talking about the fact that it is the 11th house. This rules your dreams and your wishes. Also a lot of energy here about who you let into your life and your encounters with your friends, your people, maybe even romantic partners as well too, just because we have this shared tenderness. But definite big spiritual energy with the 1111, as well as like what we were saying before in the first part of your reading was that the number 11 is a master number. So this could come as you master challenges or overcome situations. And I think that in the first part too, that whole message of like finally ending this transformation and stepping into a new version of yourself is definitely very important. And I can see that here because the bottom deck energy for you is we have alchemy, number 66. And look at this under that. I didn't even see that. We have your dreams are closer than you think, number 44. Oh, but alchemy to me is taking nothing and turning it into something of value. And that could be where you felt like you've been in your life. If you feel like you've been restricted with the one who hides the sun, or you felt like you've maybe been in a dark place, or maybe there's just been people, places, or things around you that you feel are not letting you shine your light, or you just feel like you can't shine your light. I think this is something that in the beginning of the year, since it is the first theme here, that you are going to be overcoming. I think you're not going to be allowing anything or anyone to steal your sunshine, to steal your light. And you're going to be really seeing things and people and situations exactly for what they are. And really holding close to the ones, I think with this shared tenderness, really holding close to the ones and expressing your love to the people who really deserve it here. For some of you with this shared tenderness, this could be about a romantic connection. And there was a message for some of you in the first part that there was a romantic connection coming in for you. So this could be after this kind of darkness is starting to lift, you starting to feel better. You're kind of coming out of your shell. You're kind of coming out of this transformation. For some of you could have went through like a heavy period or a dark night of the soul, or anything of that nature. Once you're coming out of this, there could be a significant romantic connection for you, and just an overall appreciation for the relationships that you do have in your life and the people that you want to share yourself with, your time, your energy, your love with. It's definitely going to be a huge theme here. But I love this scry mirror being the third theme for you as well too, because this is all about you getting in touch with your spiritual gifts even more. This is about you. I think your psychic gifts in 2024, at least maybe towards the end, but I don't think that these have to have a specific order, except for I'm mainly feeling this one first. Because you're kind of coming out of this, and you're going to be seeing this kind of like alchemy taking place of coming from such a certain specific scenario, whether that's like, what we were talking about, feeling darkness, or maybe for some of you, this is a financial, like, you felt like you were going through really bad hardships, and then you're going to be seeing, this alchemizing, and you increasing, excuse my dog in the back, he's shaking, you know, increasing, advancing, coming out of this transformation, like we were talking about in the first part, leaving that old skin behind and stepping foot the new version of you, feeling better, feeling lighter. And so with that, I think that you're going to be upgrading your psychic abilities with this scry mirror. For some of you, I think that you're going to be getting really in tune and talking to specific spirits. That could be your spirit guides or the ones, your angels, whatever it is. Using a scry mirror could be important for you. I know I use one at times, or I have like a specific area where I do see scries and markings and messages from spirit as well. That's something that's completely up to you. I do not want to hear anyone judging, anyone saying any kind of dogmatic religious beliefs in my comments, okay? I do not want to hear that. But I do want to hear support or experiences and love and things like that, okay? But I don't want to hear right now that Jesus is the way. Jesus is the way, but he's not the only way, and I don't, trust me, because when I talk about things like this, it tends to get that reaction, and I'm still going to talk about it. Like, let's just be real. I'm not going to not stop talking about it. It's not that big of a deal. There's no need to even go any further on there. I'm just telling you right now, I don't want to hear it. But, yeah, so you're going to be really getting into tune, I think, in psychically talking to spirits. I feel like you're going to be seeing more spirits. You're going to be seeing things, feeling things energetically. This is going to be very helpful for you on your journey. And this may have something to do with your, finances is what I'm hearing for some of you. This could have something to do with your finances, but all in all, it's about you connecting to spirit more. And I think that communication, that maybe if you feel like it's been hard sometimes that for that communication, or it feels a little bit misunderstood, which I'm going to be real, sometimes, you know, you got to really like practice putting your ego to the side, because it can always kind of feel like that at times, because, you know, spirit speaks in very mysterious ways, in many different ways. And sometimes we choose to listen and sometimes we don't. And sometimes, you know, we see other people kind of misconstruing messages, like hence like people coming through and saying, oh my gosh, the world's going to end, because they had like a legit psychic vision where it looked like the world was ending. But I truly believe that that's kind of like, you know, a metaphor. Spirit speaks a lot through metaphors as well. Like, nothing that and this is something that I've learned as well too when I've developed my psychic abilities. Like, for example, like when my psychic abilities first started developing, they were really strong, and I was seeing very, very strong visions, and I used to take things literal too, and I would be all like kind of like scared. I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is gonna happen, and it never happens. And then I look back on it and I'm like, it was always like figuratively. It was never like, one of my first visions that I remember, I think, was like it was like spirit showing me in my third eye like a zombie like walking, and it wasn't even like a spooky zombie, it was like a cartoon zombie. And I was like this was so many years ago, I'm sorry, I'm like embarrassed by it, but I was like, is there gonna be a zombie apocalypse, all those movies, is that gonna come true? And then later down the road I realized, like, no, spirit was saying that I need to have awareness that I was going through life like a zombie, basically just doing things mindlessly, reaching for the next best thing, you know, kind of like how you get what I'm saying now. So now you can see like how that can get misconstrued. So I think that there's going to be a huge understanding for the messages coming through, and I think you're going to get deeper into your spirituality here with this. You may be even somebody that's interested in the occult, or and again, this is not for everybody, this is why it's called this, but maybe someone who would be interested in more towards the left-hand path. Now that may come with a lot of backlash as well, but again, I do not want to freaking hear it. But that could be something that you're interested in too, something that's a little bit misunderstood that others may kind of perceive as a little spooky, but you're like, no, this is it. This is what I do. I'm good at this. And I do believe that your psychic abilities are going to be like off the chain towards the end of 2024, or at least that could be something that you're interested in increasing. So now that we have these cards, we're going to get the tarot to see predictions about these things. Mainly, I kind of want to see maybe this love connection possibly coming in for you, but first I want to leave it open, and then if we have any more questions, we're going to ask that. But also, if you did not check out part 1 of your reading, I definitely would check it out. There's so much information within the charm castings. It's like ridiculous. That's why I love it. And if you would like me, for some of you, if you would like me to post the link of where I get my charm casting mats, because there's a ton of different kinds, I can. For others of you, if you would like me to show you how to make your own charm casting mat, I can do that as well too. It's so simple and you don't need any money. All you need is like a piece of paper and something to write with. I can do that as well too. But yeah, anyways, let's go on to your tarot reading. So Spirit, what are some important predictions of 2024 here for pile 1 that pile 1 needs to know? Oh, I love that we have the Magician coming out first of all for you, because this is like you standing in your power. And 2024 is the year of the dragon, which is all about power. All right. Oops. Okay. We have the Four of Cups at the bottom. So we have the Magician, we have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Wands, and we have the Seven of Wands coming for you. I feel like this is a year of you and your manifestations. I feel like this is about you pushing forward and trying to manifest your own stability through whether that's work, your creative projects, and things like that. And I do believe that this is a year of your hard work paying off. Uh-oh, someone's at my door. That could be confirmation as well. I don't know if I should pause this reading and go see her, if I should. Oh, you know what? I think it's a package. Dang it. Okay, well, I'm just going to finish this real fast. I feel like this is about your hard work paying off. I believe we saw that a bit in your first half of your reading as well, too. Like your faith had been tested. And I think this is about the resilience and your resilience and pulling through. I feel like you learned a lot of lessons in 2023. Yeah, like we have the Six of Pentacles at the bottom as well. I feel like you learned a lot of lessons in the year 2023 about you having faith and about pushing forward and having this resilience regardless of what it is you're seeing right now. And this could be overcoming any obstacles as well too. Like this could be letting go of old relationships. This could be you striving, like we were saying, striving and working towards wealth or something. But it's like, I think in 2024, you're going to be seeing it wasn't all for nothing. Now, I don't think it's going to be all easy in the beginning of the year. I think some of this is going to be carried through, but I think you're finally going to start seeing your results and your life kind of manifest into a better position here. I'm going to see who's at the door. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. It was a package. Also, I love this time of year. If you're watching this when I post it, when the leaves change, it's so beautiful outside. I opened the door and I was like, oh my gosh, so pretty. Forgot what the outside looks like for a second. But anyways, back to your reading. I feel like another thing that that is important that's going to be happening for you is that you're going to be sticking to certain boundaries that you've set within your life and for yourself. I feel like discipline is something that's going to be a theme for you here, and it's definitely going to pay off. I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles, this is about you realizing what it is that you want, what it is that you deserve, and not being afraid to go that extra mile for the things that are worthy of your time and worthy of your energy this year. And so this could indicate, whether that's people, for, work, your, whether it's creative projects and stuff. And I think that the whole theme of this year for you is really, really getting what you've put out, getting it back. And I think that the trust that you've had, if things aren't looking, things haven't been looking the way that you wanted them to, especially right now and especially in the beginning of the year, the trust that and the faith that you had is going to start paying off with the Six of Pentacles. We even have the Two of Pentacles at the bottom as well. But I want to get a couple clarifiers, and I just wish I had a little more room. Also, the bottom deck energy, which I keep kind of glancing back, being alchemy, is like, it is really uplifting, I think, especially if you've been feeling like your situation at this time is almost like impossible to overcome or impossible to get out. This is like nothing is impossible, and you are going to be doing it. We have Judgment here. Ooh, Judgment's lit, and I love this card too. Speaking of the zombie, that's interesting. But I love this with this like resurrection type of energy. And judgment is such a powerful energy. That judgment is ruled by Pluto, which is like about transformation again. And it's also about you coming back to life with this imagery right here. Like maybe the past challenges in your life in the past years have kind of made you feel like you've been buried, or it just feels like it's too much to overcome. I feel like I'm getting an energy of like, do not count pile 1 out yet, because you know, you have no idea like what you're capable of. And yes, these things like could have taken hard work, they could have taken lessons, they could have taken things of that nature, but this is going to be so much more rewarding than I think you even realize. I kind of want to see this 9 of Wands. Please, Spirit, clarify this 9 of Wands here. What is this? We have the Page of Cups clarifying the 9 of Wands, which I do think one of the biggest things for you is that things are going to be getting easier. You're in 2024. After this, it's not going to feel so hard anymore. It's not going to feel like you have to fight so hard all the time. But I do think you've learned a lesson to keep up. So it's basically like an example that I'm kind of seeing here is like the universe is giving you what you want because, you know, you've proved for it. Like you've proved yourself for it. Not saying that you have to prove yourself to deserve it. It's like you've proved yourself by your work and what it is that you're willing to release and to do and to put in, you know, that you do, you know, really want this. And the universe has been seeing that. But now it's like the other lesson is like, now it's the discipline to keep it. You know, once you achieve these things, once you get that person, once you get that life, it's like now is the discipline. Now's the time to discipline to keep those things in your life as well. We have the 8 of Pentacles, so this could be about, you know, things you have been working on. And let's clarify the 7 of Wands, which I think kind of was. We have the Knight of Wands. Okay. And there's definitely specific people in your life that I feel don't deserve your time and energy. I think that this could be a specific connection with the Knight of Wands. This could be somebody that doesn't know what they want, or maybe they just kind of come in and out of your life. This doesn't have to specifically be a person. We have the 9 of Swords as well too. But like, I think that in this year, you're going to be putting these strong boundaries against the people that don't help you or uplift you in any way. And I do believe that with this, what was it? The shared tenderness card, that there is going to be somebody better or other people coming in, specifically romantically for you. And I think that once this comes in for you though, or during this time that this comes in for you, is going to be a time in 2024 where you're like, I'm not worried about romantic relationships right now. I don't need anyone right now. I'm focused on myself. I'm focused on what I deserve, and so on and so forth. And I think that's when this person may start to come in, or like the energy might start to come closer to you. But basically any kind of like fuckboy energy, or any kind of energy that just doesn't feel right to you or anything, you're going to be saying like, no, back off. Like you're going to be setting strong boundaries and withholding them as well. Queen of Pentacles. Clarify this Queen of Pentacles. I guess I should have just did them all, but whatevs. Ooh, so we have the 4 of Pentacles as well. So yeah, one of the other predictions here for you. Ooh, we have the Empress. Sorry, I looked at that and I was like, oh my gosh, I love that for you. Freaking love that for you. With this Queen of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles, yeah, one of the big themes for you is creating more stability in your life. Whether that's financially, I think for most of you, because it is the Pentacles, it is financially, and having that sense of security. Now, I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles here as well, too, this is like your own sense of security that you've worked for, that you know that you deserve. And I feel like you are a very generous person. And that's where these other predictions come in of like not letting other people just feed off you anymore, or feed off your energy as well. Like it's going to be people that deserve your time. Because you are going to be attracting a lot of things as well. This is a big year for abundance for you, pile 1, a huge year for abundance for you. And I think that I keep hearing discipline is key, and that's okay. The discipline is nothing to be scared of. Discipline is in fact a form of self-love. It's saying that you deserve things, that you deserve things so much that you're willing to sacrifice your time, energy, and even maybe resources to uplift yourself into the future. I'm seeing like gifts from the past in this deck, even though it didn't come out. And that card, gifts from the past, kind of means to me, again, like what you've been putting in, the seeds you've been planting, and in the future, you're like, oh, thank you, past me, for doing that. And then we have the surrender as well, too. I think with this Empress as well, I can see some of you having some sort of a glow up here in 2024. Feeling more attractive, feeling better. And with the Hanged Man, you know, things that were keeping you stuck, I think you're starting to see things in a different perspective now. Definitely a big energy of overcoming obstacles, pushing through, and learning who, yeah, and that's kind of like the main thing, learning who and what is allowed in your energy and is worth your time. Because I feel like you have some big goals and some big things to accomplish, whether that's starting in 2024 or, you know, manifesting in 2024. And I think you have no time for like anyone else's shit anymore, basically, is what I'm seeing here. Let's get some more oracles, though. So what are some more predictions here for pile 1? Ooh. Oh, yeah, the first card we have is all must have prizes. This is an energy of trying to please everybody. This is an energy of realizing that not everything is worth your time. And you're going to be realizing that by how they make you feel, what they do. And your inner drive as well is going to be leading you a lot. It's also the number 13, which I think of 13 as the death card, which we are thinking of transformations as well. So you may be cutting off people and things that just aren't worth it in the end. It's like for some of you, you could have been putting in a lot of energy into something or somebody. And I'm not talking about the things that are going to reap these financial rewards. I'm talking about more along the lines of just things that you know already. And I'm hearing that you've already been releasing as well, or been feeling like you need to be releasing, that you just kind of know where it leads. And it's a time, I think this is a year for you to be a little bit selfish. Even though we have your shared tenderness, I think that's so ironic, because it's like you're not going to be selfish to the people who matter or the people that come into your life that you deem worthy of. But to anyone else, it's like Spirit wants you to be like, no time, get out of here. I also saw the Two of Pentacles as well too. So like, yeah, you're juggling things and you're deciding. Some more, please. Oops. Okay, I'll pick this one. We're getting all of these cards. Wow. Ooh, so we have messages for Rabbit, service to the animal world, but we have follow the white rabbit as well. So that's interesting. We also have no need to fear. No need to fear is remembering how powerful you are. And we have the Magician and the Judgment. This is a huge year for you to do this complete 180. I feel for you, pile 1, in your life. And I think that your inner power and your resilience, you don't even realize like that you have this reservoir within you at times. And I think that, we did see in the beginning that reservoir we were talking about with the cactus charm in the endings, that's finally going to be ending for you. And the sun is going to be coming out, and you're going to be beginning to see that you have been your own creator all along, that you have been heard all along, and that it was only a matter of time before you get these things that you deserve. Okay, and I think with this messages for Rabbit, with this follow the white rabbit, this is about you following that curiosity. When I think of the white rabbit, I think of a lot of it considered like intuition as well too, like where you feel led. where even if it doesn't make sense, even if it's a little weird to other people, like following that inner voice and not letting anything stop you. I think that with the messages for a rabbit in 2024, instead of it constantly being a chase and you're following this white rabbit, you're chasing it, it's going to stop and turn around and show you certain things. It's going to have specific messages for you. You're going to see truths in certain things as well. So this is, I feel like, rewarding at the same time. It's not always just one big chase. It's like now you're seeing why you were led there. Now you're going to be seeing why you're doing the things that you're doing. So I kind of want to get more, I feel like I want to get a more specific predictions for you now. So let's see. What is something specific that is going to be coming for pile 1 in 2024? Something very specific. Okay. Queen of Cups. Something very specific coming. So we have the World. We have the King of Pentacles, we have the Devil, and we have the Ten of Swords. So the one thing that's very specific, yeah, I was going to say, we have the Eight of Cups at the bottom. One thing that's very specific for you that's going to be coming is there's going to be a specific ending, a really significant ending for you. I think that you're definitely, again, this is in regards to people and places and things that you're setting your boundaries for. And it's all based because you know what it's best for you. It is a general reading, so I try to get as specific as possible. So I'm going to assume that you guys know exactly what this is, or at least you will know exactly what this is in 2024. Like, it will come back to you. And I heard standing on business for you, pile 1. So you're standing on business, which means there's no more BS that you're going to be putting up with. I'm hearing that the old you is ending as well too. We have the World, which is a completion. We have anything, and specifically things that have been holding you back. And the Ten of Swords is like a rock bottom type energy, only up from here. And we have this alchemy coming for you as well, with your dreams are closer than you think. This ending is a lot closer than you think. Like we were talking about, I feel like it's only in the beginning half or the beginning part of the year for you, and then it's going to be uplifting and getting better. Specifically, you're going to be having more, like, I guess this kind of is, I guess it could have been specific to you. I just wanted to get more specific, but like specifically, you're going to be having more of a firm foundation, more wealth. And I think a big theme for you here, like we were talking about before, is that transformation that was really big for you in the beginning half of your reading as well. We have All in a Golden Afternoon, which is about, again, more like of creation and conception. Interesting. Okay. Now let's get some advice here. What advice do we have for pile 1 in the year of 2024, Spirit? What advice? Finish what you started. Get after it. Activate beast mode. Oh, yeah. You got some big goals that you're going to be achieving that they're going to need your accomplishments for sure. They're definitely going to bring security. They're definitely going to bring financial abundance as well. Yes, you know, you will need to put in work. Again, yes, you will have discipline here, but it's going to be so worth it. Makes so much sense that the 8 year is a Saturn year as well, like we were talking about in the first part of your reading. Because Saturn is somebody that rewards your hard work, your hard effort, your longevity, your resilience. Saturn will definitely bring you those rewards, and they will be much longer lasting than any type of instant gratification. So I love this. So the things that you've been working on, the things, whether that's yourself, these endings, and these new beginnings, this transformation, as well as any kind of business or financial like ideas, efforts, creative projects, jobs, whatever it is for you, pile one, you're definitely, Spirit saying, don't quit, keep going. You got things to accomplish, you got things to do, you got rewards to reap, okay? What other advice do we have here? You choose who to love. Access to your heart is a privilege. If the vibe isn't right, respectfully move on. And so we were kind of seeing that here with that Knight of Wands and that Seven of Wands as well. I love that, the way that that's portrayed. So there could be some people entering your life as well in 2024 that may test you at the same time too. And I'm not saying it's a test from the universe, but it's like, it's a test of like what you're going to put up with, you know, because we have the choice to allow anything, right? And we have the choice to say no to anything. And so with this being said, Spirit's saying, if it's not what you want, if it's not making you feel good, if it's not treating you the way that you deserve, get out of there. And we kind of saw that as well with this, of like that card now, what is it? Like sharing your compassion. Like you're going to be careful with who you share your compassion with. The next card we have is self-development isn't for the weak. If you're uncomfortable or triggered, it means you're doing it right. Becoming a better human is always worth it. And you know what's interesting is that just made me think of the first part of your reading too. I'm sorry, I like synchronicities. I can't help it. In the first part of your reading as well, when we were looking at, it was a message of getting triggered, and it being a sign for something. Something to release or something of that nature. I'm going to assume it was released, because what else would it be a sign for? I mean, it could be a sign for like the people around you, and as well, like that energy of like, no, not dealing with anyone else's BS. But I think this is more on a mirror level. And I think that with this scry mirror as well too, this is about you facing your shadow and certain dark aspects of yourself. That again is going to be for your benefit. Obviously, none of this is just for no reason, right? But I think that the more you work on yourself as well, the better life is going to get for you. And I think that the fact that you're even being asked to do this, or you're even on the path to do this, shows your tremendous amount of strength already. Like, I don't even need to tell you that you're not strong. I mean, that you're strong or anything like that, because you wouldn't be guided or asked to do this. Because I love that it says that it's not for the weak here, but I also want to remind you that most people won't even do it. Most people will do, who says that? In the words of Carl Jung, most people will do anything. And I mean, ridiculous things to get away from their own selves. So you are tremendously strong, and you have what it takes to face anything. And I think that the reward's coming for you, whether this is in 2024 or later, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, they're coming regardless, and they're going to be great. And I think you're so deserving of it, and you're deserving of people who treat you well. And I think you're a really special soul. I feel that in Spirit saying that as well. That's why I'm saying it. But you're a very special soul, and there's not many that are like you, Pile One. And so with that being said, there's a lot of people that don't deserve you, just in their own state, you know, them being the versions of themselves that they are when they come at you. And speaking of that, at the bottom, we have hold yourself accountable, even if no one else does. Integrity matters. Yes, this is like that discipline, you know, pushing through, waking up. You know what this kind of reminds me of? And trust me, this is not a person that's for everybody, but I watched this person's like motivational, that like things, their story, and they make, you know, maybe a little hardcore for a lot of people, and obviously it wouldn't be to be exactly like this person or in their shoes, but I'm getting like a David Goggins vibe from this pile. Like, honestly, people say a lot of things about David Goggins and like his choices, I guess, like on how he does things, you know. I guess it's hard to, like, I'm trying to put this into words without, I'm just trying to make it make sense. I'm so sorry. But basically, yeah, like, people question his motives, his ethics, and things like that. And all I have to say is that when I first discovered David Goggins, I watched a few of his videos like a few days in a row, and I woke up every day. I still do, actually. I wake up every day and I work out and I do all the things, all the tasks that I don't want to do, especially being someone with ADD. That's really hard. It was really hard for me to find myself to do those non-dopamine feeding like tasks. And he just has such a powerful energy and a powerful message that it's basically like, you know, do something, at least one thing a day that sucks, because that's how you harden your mind. That's how you callous your mind in order to be more disciplined. And I'm telling you, man, like I said, man, not everyone has to agree with the way that he does things or how he is, but it works, because I still have things that I do this daily because of that. And I think sometimes I even hear like his motivation, like if I'm like getting really tired and I'm like working out, I'm like, you don't know me, son. You don't know me, son. If you watch David Goggins, or you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, but one of the things that he is really big on is discipline, integrity, showing up and doing things even if other people don't want to do it. Like he has, and I think sometimes, I don't even know if he means to be, but he can be like hilarious, just the way that he is, like how extra, it's so funny and unfunny at the same time. Like he's so serious. To me, it's funny. But he was like, I guess out, like there was a video where he was like running and like it was like 100 and something degree weather, and some guy like stopped him and he was like, why? He's like, why are you doing this? And he's so funny to me because he goes, because you're not. And he's like, sometimes you have to do the stuff nobody wants to do. And the only reason why I'm saying that specifically is because sometimes we have to do the things that we don't want to do. And that's sacrificing our instant gratification and sacrificing our comfort to reach sky high levels of success, whatever success means to you too. Also remember, success means something completely different to different people. It's not always money and things like that, or credibility, whatever you want to call it. But success for you can mean something so differently. But basically, showing up for yourself is a huge theme in 2024. Powerful theme. Power is the theme as well. And rising up from the ashes is what I'm hearing for you, pile one. So I think this is a great year for you. And I feel like even if it may have its challenges, it's the fact of the matter is that they're going to be worth it. And you got this. We'll just consider it done for you, okay? So on that note, I am going to leave this reading here. Thank you so much if you stay till the end. Thank you if you got something out of it. If you love my reading and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe so you never miss another one. And thank you to all who like the videos, comment, share, and subscribe and all of that, or support this channel in any way. I'm just so grateful for every single one of you. Like it's unbelievable, and I can't wait to read for you guys again. And thank you for being a part of this wonderful channel and this wonderful community. Like I said, it means so much to me. So I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the blue opalite butterfly, or if you chose the tarot of the cosmic seed, then this is your reading. So I'm going to set your tarot to the side because this is what we're going to be looking in the second part of your reading. But the first part of your reading is going to be this charm casting. So first things first, I wanted to talk a bit about the year of 2024. I did this in pile 1 and I'm going to do it in pile 3 as well. But basically, the year of 2024 is, if you follow Chinese astrology or the Chinese zodiac, it is the year of the dragon, which is all about creativity. It's all about our drive and our own power and leadership. And in numerology, the year 2024 is also an 8 year, which I believe is really similar to the qualities that the dragon year has. The 8 year is about those things as well too. The 8 year is big on power and leadership. It's also about success and prosperity. The number 8 to me is also about the balance of spirituality and practicality, which also leads me to the fact that the number 8 is the number of Saturn. And in 2024, we are going to be having, Saturn is going to be in Pisces, but that's something that already happened in 2023. So with that being said, that's a big energy about balancing spirituality and practicality, kind of like the physical. And, you know, Pisces is like the metaphysical, and Saturn is very much grounded and structured and all of that stuff. So that, I thought that's really interesting as well. So those could be huge themes for everybody in the year of 2024. Mainly, I feel like prosperity as well and success. And sorry, I was gonna say something else, but I got cut off right now by my own mind. But basically, 8 is also a number of karma as well. It's, you know, the infinity sign, and it's about what you put out, you get back. So this could be a great year of reaping rewards, whether you started them before or start them here. Eventually they will come back around to you. For some of you, this could be a very karmic year of getting your specific karma. So that's never always negative. I kind of just like to say, well, however that makes you feel is probably like what it's gonna be. Like if someone's like, oh, you're gonna be receiving your karma, and you're like, oh my gosh, no, you know, then you probably would know that you're not putting the best things out into the world. But if someone says that and you're like, oh yes, finally, like you're like, it's now my time, then obviously you'll be fine. But also going back to the Chinese zodiac. So the year of the dragon means that this is going to be a very prosperous year for the dragon year people, which I don't know all the years, but I know it's like 1988, 2000, I want to say, in 2012. So it's supposed to be really lucky, really good for you. Some of you may, you know, have that success in the thing. Some of you may meet that person. That's kind of like the themes here when it's your year. And also there's allies. So the year of the monkey, the year of the rat, and the year of the rooster should also feel some of these benefits as well. Maybe not as much as the actual like a dragon year person, but it's supposed to be a good year in regards to things as well. So that's positive. And also just like there's, you know, there's the allies, there's also the enemies. So if you are in the year of the dog, a year of the sheep, and this is your birth year, by the way, the year of the dog, the year of the sheep, or the year of the rabbit, this would be considered an enemy year. And so that's kind of considered to have its challenges, sometimes not be the best. But do not fear if you are one of those signs, because for me personally, this last year, 2023, was an enemy year for me. And I'm fine. I was fine. You know, and my year had its challenges like every year does, but it's nothing that took me out or like there wasn't a huge crisis within my health or anything like that. It's okay. We can survive these. It's just something that happens, you know? So don't take that too seriously. I never want to fear monger. Maybe for me, the only like the most difficult thing that I think happened is that I had a pipe burst in my kitchen, and that kind of was really annoying and took a while. But I mainly blamed, I actually looked at the astrology when that happened, and Saturn was transiting my 4th house. So go freaking figure, right? Thank you, Saturn, for that. But it's better now. Actually, you know, it all worked out, and my kitchen, you know, thanks to the insurance, it actually looks better than it did before. So that's kind of where these enemy years and things like that can help as well. Like we go through these challenges, but they make us better in the end too. They're not here to take us out. So with that being said, all of that, let's go ahead and see what you have coming for your year in 2024. So I'm going to use the divination dice to see what is the major theme for you this year. So Spirit, for pile 2, what is the major theme here for them in 2024? Ooh, we have the 7th house, and I'm hearing the number 7 as well. So the 7th house is all about our relationships. It's the exact opposite of the 1st house. So it's about like how you show up to people in the world, like how we go about our relationships. Yes, of course, it's definitely about romantic relationships for sure, but it's about all kinds of relationships as well too. And the number 7 is definitely a number of wisdom. It's a very spiritual number as well. And it's the number of wisdom and learning and a lot of spiritual knowledge and things of that nature too. And also when I think of the number 7, I think of the Chariot, which is about pushing through, and it's about overcoming obstacles and things of that nature. So this could be a year of you overcoming, pushing through anything, but definitely pay attention to your relationships this year and how they're interacting with you, how you're interacting with them. Is it mirroring? How are they making you feel? All of that kind of stuff. It seems to be a huge theme in there. For some of you, there could be marriage possible because, you know, 7th house, you can't help but wonder, you know. But let's go ahead and see your charms. So Spirit, what are some messages? I'm like excited for this reading for you. I don't know why. I'm like, what are the messages, Spirit? So what are the messages here for pile 2 through the charms about their year in 2024? Excuse this if it's really loud. I don't know how it sounds on camera. It may be like ridiculously loud, and I apologize for this. But I like to mix it up. Okay. Okay. I felt like for a whole year I was like, that's not a lot of charms, but we'll see. Okay, so first thing I want to notice is it doesn't seem we have like one section more than other. Like sometimes if there's like a huge amount in one section, that'll be a big like indicator, a big focus here, but it looks like it's all pretty evenly displayed for you. So we'll just go ahead and start talking about it. I really feel called for some reason to start talking about the family. I feel like with the Aries and the family, for you in 2024, you're going to be taking more of a leadership role in your family. And I do believe that for some of you, you have a specific guardian that is watching over you in your family as well. For some of you, this could have been someone that died of breast cancer or some sort of cancer. And with that being said, because it is above the family, I feel like they want you to know that they are here overlooking and that you do have what it takes to be that leader, to be that person in your family. Whether this is like you taking charge of like just being more independent for some of you, like maybe this is about you regaining your independence from your family, or for some of you, you kind of have this leadership quality that you have a lot to offer your family. And so I think one of the messages for 2024 is that you are going to be using that within your family and it's going to be beneficial. Okay, so with this completing section, we have this little wiener dog kind of flipped up, and then we have this peace sign, which is kind of upside down. So I think for some of you, there's going to be something that you may have felt that you've had your loyalty to for a long time. You know, you with this dog here, it's like, but it's been taking your peace. I feel like anything that you feel like you've been putting your energy or your loyalty to that hasn't been giving you what you deserve back, that those things are going to be ending here for you in 2024. For some of you, you know, you could have an animal, like with this could be like your animals, like completing, I don't want to, I mean, it could be the case, you know, maybe you have an animal passing as well, or there's just something here with a dog or an animal. But for the most part, this is about where your loyalty lies and where you feel like, you know, you're being taken care of mentally. Like if it's basically like in 2024, if it costs you your peace, it's going to be too expensive, you know? And so I think with that, you know, you're going to be putting more of that energy into yourself as well. With this family and this Aries as well too, for some of you, there could be a message of you kind of being able to take care of yourself and wanting to take care of your family as well too. So maybe even being able to take care of your family for some of you. Now, I normally don't, I think I say this to everyone because they always intuitively come out. I normally don't read the ones that fall out unless I intuitively feel drawn to, and we just can't help but to see that this is you know, a bird flying above. So I feel like this is spirit watching you this year, and there's a different perspective here that spirit sees. So to not lose any faith or hope in certain situations, I feel like in the year 2024, and you are being guided spiritually. This is a very much, I'm getting like huge spirit guide energy, or just guide in general from spirit, like watching above. Very much you're protected and things like that. So I feel like there is a beautiful ease as well. And also, this is also kind of facing this butterfly that you chose as well too. So you could be on the way to a significant transformation for you in your life, or at least a period of your life where you're feeling a lot better. Because when I think of butterflies in the form of, there's so many different animals that represent transformation, but when I do think of butterflies, I think of specifically them finally breaking out of that cocoon and getting to spread their wings, looking so beautiful and flying off. You know what I'm saying? So a very freeing type of energy here too. And I think that that's something that is coming for you, that you are going to be guided towards. Now, we don't have anything in the create. So basically the empty ones are kind of like empty houses. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything bad. A lot of times it just means that it's not, and specifically, it's not a big focus right now. But I think with the fact that it is empty here for you, this is a potential for you to create a lot of things that you've been wanting to. Like there's almost it's like giving me the number 0 specifically. And so this is like limitless potential of what it is that you create. So just be aware of what you create at the same time. Like planting specific seeds in your life is something that you could be doing in 2024. And if you want those seeds to flourish, obviously be aware of how you're creating and what you're doing moment to moment. So basically, like if you're wanting to achieve something, make sure you're, watering that, planting that seed, and making sure, because sometimes we kind of forget, or we lose focus, or we take the awareness off what we're creating. And then so much time passes, like 6 months time passes, and we're like, well, why don't we have this yet? Why don't we have this goal yet? But really we can look back, and we can kind of look back at our actions and see like what seeds we've been planting. And we can probably usually find somewhere along the lines of why we're not there yet. And so this could be also a message to be more aware of what you're creating and your actions, and so on and so forth in 2024. So with spirit here, we have this tea kettle here for you. And so I think in 2024, spirit wants you to do things that are good for you. Spirit wants you to nourish yourself. Spirit wants you to, I'm picturing like the kettle. Okay, so there's Spirit's giving me a couple different messages here. Okay, so the first message was, like take care of yourself. Like I'm picturing someone kind of like sitting, pouring themselves hot tea and kind of relaxing, making time for them, making time for Spirit at the same time. Like that can be like you and Spirit's time, as well as doing things that are good for you, self-care type of stuff. Really take care of yourself this year. But also, there's another message specifically from Spirit, of Spirit saying when things are ready, it's going to happen. And basically what I'm seeing is that the kettle is on the stove and it's not ready yet. But when it starts steaming and making that sound, and like, what is that song? Like, tip me over. I don't remember it now, but you get what I'm saying. When it's ready, you will receive. So when it's hot and boiling and ready, your cup will be full. And I feel like your cup's always full, but I feel like that's for a very specific thing. For some of you, like a specific message. And so it's like Spirit saying nothing is going to happen until it's time, to not worry too much, but Spirit also has your back. And we also have this other guidance here and things like that too. So with the health, we have the crown and we have the imagine things. And so I love this for you in 2024, because I feel like this is about you taking the next steps and achieving the things that you want in your health. And so this could be mental health, but I'm thinking for a lot of you, this could be your physical goals, the things this image that you've had of yourself that maybe you've wanted to achieve for so long. 2024 is definitely going to be a time for that to take flight, whether that's just the actions or finally going to be achieving that. And it's okay to want to look a certain type of way. Just obviously know that your worth isn't bound to the way that you look, but also this is your life and you're able to, look the way you want, achieve what you want as well. And I think with this, like anything that's not good for your health is going to be leaving as well too. And I'm hearing Spirit said only the best for you, pile 2 here with this crown as well. And so, with this imagine here, it's like maybe you've imagined your health or your situation, or even just things that are good for you, like, or not good for you. Like you've just imagined yourself in a better scenario. And Spirit saying like that's what you need to be focusing on in 2024, as well as your mind with your mental health, what are you imagining? Are you imagining the worst case scenario, or are you imagining the best case scenario? Because that does have an effect on your health. And, you know, whether you're imagining like stressful situations and things like that, try to imagine the best things and just be kind to your imagination, because, you know, we know that the mind is very powerful and it does have a huge effect on our health. And know that you're worthy of so much, and make sure you're keeping your sovereignty. You're not letting other situations and other things, you know, knock off your crown and things like that, because you're a king or a queen or whatever it is. Or if you want princess treatment too, you know, get that princess treatment. So we have money. We have this in the money, and we have this one in the money. I said we have money because I was like, what section is this? Because it was covered, but now I see. So I feel like this is about you and your money goals and what it is that you need to achieve. Now, this charm is very much a regal kind of emperor type of energy. So I think that you are going to be taking back more control, or feeling like you have more control over your finances. But I feel like with this one in particular, this like ray gun, this is saying that it is going to be in the future. And also, aim your sights high is what I'm hearing with this too, because this is like a futuristic kind of tool or whatever. I don't even know if that's what it's supposed to be, but that's what it is to me. That's what it's always been to me. Like I always picture it like it's like a laser and it's like pew, pew. But anyways, and so I feel like for some of you, this is about your goals and aspirations as well. This is about you having having a specific discipline, taking charge, and making sure you're shooting your shot, and making sure you're aware of where you're aiming, because this is some big boss energy that I'm seeing here with the money. And I think this is the future oriented and future focused. So you putting in that time and effort is going to reap money in the future. Okay, and we also have home here with this charm. So I feel like there's also an energy, guys, of decluttering your home in 2024. Getting out all those old clothes, those old things that you don't need anymore, donating them to charity, donating them to friends, doing whatever you want to do with them. Of course, I'm always going to recommend donating them, but you can do whatever you want. Maybe you can even make other stuff. But I think there's like a decluttering here for you in your home, and almost a reorganization and redecorating. So if your home hasn't felt maybe too homey, or like you just feel like cluttered, or you feel like you want to get rid of stuff, don't be afraid to replace the stuff with things that are good, that you like things that you find beautiful, things that you like to look at. I call it dopamine decor. And so basically it doesn't have to go with everything else or anything that's in style. It's like you see something, it could be like hot pink, or it could be like a weird color or whatever. Obviously, I'm really into weird colors. I know this color is a choice, but my name is Vibrant Soul Tarot, okay? And I like vibrant colors, so excuse me. But that's the kind of thing too. Like, it doesn't matter if it's in style. It's just like things that you like that bring you joy. Like, for example, for me, I like yellow, you know, in certain spots, like paintings of like suns and things like that, because it just makes me feel like better, you know, like sunshine. And so kind of decorating your house the way that you want, but also decluttering it as well. So in the romance, we have this charm, not so much in it. So what I'm seeing here is that romance for some of you may not be a huge focus in 2024. And I'm not saying that you're not going to have, that doesn't mean, you're not going to have like romantic situations, or it doesn't mean anything like that. If that's something that you want, of course, go for it. I think that it's just, like we were talking about, the focus is not going to be 100% on there, although you could have some sort of soulmate coming in for you. But I feel like this could be for a lot of you, because it says a sister is someone to dream, cry, sing, laugh with. This could be a soulmate of platonic, like a platonic connection, like a best friend as well. And I think that this is mostly in work. So I think that you're going to be bonding in 2024 with a person or specific people in your work as well. And we have, the brave charm for you in work. So I think that there is going to be a friend or some help, at least along the lines for you in 2024 in regards to your work life, or whatever it is that you're working on. And Spirit is also asking you to take those leaps of faith, bet on yourself. Do things that get you out of your comfort zone in regards to your work, because they are going to be rewarded. Obviously, I think that obviously you are a brave person, but it's like, don't be afraid of challenges. You know, these challenges are going to benefit you in the future as well. And I think that this is also in regards to this message is saying that you're not alone, that you do have support here, even if it's just spiritual support. That's great. You know, that's in some cases all the support we really need, but it's always good to have somebody to talk to and somebody to, you know, a shoulder to cry on, somebody to laugh with as well. So I think there's going to be a deep appreciation for you for those people in your life as well. And I'm hearing that sometimes trusting people is something that could be really hard for you as well. And so with this brave, you know, it's this person that, if this is a specific person for some of you, or this is someone you may already know, whatever it is, like this person is helping you kind of overcome that too. So that's good. And, oh, manifest here. Oops. Well, that's crazy because we had the same charm in the beginning here. And then we kind of had the same charm for you in, the manifest in the beginning here too. But in 2024, I feel like we have the find joy in the journey. In 2024, you know, your manifestations are important, of course, and your manifestations matter. But I think one of the biggest focuses that Spirit wants you to kind of look for, that you're going to be looking at, is more along the lines of the journey. I think you're going to be realizing that it's not always about these great achievements, I guess you would say, or like, you know, it's like, if you want to talk about it figuratively, like climbing that mountain, it's once you get to the mountain, that's like a picture, like a moment of time, you know. It's the whole climb that really, really matters. And I think doing things that you enjoy throughout your day, throughout your life, because it's going to be very important. And I think that's going to be where you're shifting your energy, because when you think about it, our lives, even though we like to do great things, or we like to go on vacations and do things, you know, but all of our lives are basically made up of 99.9% of mundane moments. So when you get to enjoy those mundane moments with the people around you, or doing little things that you love, like stopping and smelling the flowers, or drinking your favorite drink in the morning, or petting your animals and things like that, this is how you find joy in the journey. And I feel like with this being in the manifest, this is going to help you raise your vibration, which is also going to help you manifest just a better life. Like in general, like when we fix our outlook on our day-to-day, our whole life changes, you know. And I think this is a great theme for you in 2024. And I think that you do have great things manifesting for you, but also enjoy that journey of manifesting it, of doing the work, of getting there, you know, all the things that it takes to get there. It's all a part of the journey as well that makes it the whole thing, basically. And then once you get the manifestation there, like that's it. And I feel like a lot of us, we rely on a feeling of like when we receive our manifestations, we rely on like us, that we're going to feel so good. That's, you know, sometimes that's how we manifest it. You know, we say, oh, this is how I would feel. But that feeling is never 100% guaranteed. Sometimes the feeling can be better than we ever imagined. Sometimes it can be extremely underwhelming. Like we can get it and be like, oh, that's it. You know what I'm saying? So that the whole point of enjoying the journey of the manifestation is even better, because that's where all your time is going to be spent, is the uphill climb, the journeys and stuff. So finding more joy in that is going to be a big theme for you in 2024. And I love talking about that too. Like I said, even it could be like the most littlest things throughout the day, but if you just find time, like moments to do something that you have joy in, or do something that makes you smile, or anything like that, you'll find that you have a lot of actual time to do that, and that you have a lot of smiles and joy to fill in. I know it sounds so corny, but like to fill in into your life as well. So in this release, we have the eye here, and I feel like this is saying, release the need to know all of the answers. Again, we have this kind of spirit overseeing this whole thing, a whole different perspective, this whole year, I guess you would call it for you. And so you may not know every single thing, because I like to, when I see an eye like this, it kind of reminds me of like the all-seeing eye. And so you may not know everything that's coming this year and everything that's bound to happen. Maybe sometimes you like to watch a lot of predictive readings to kind of know, or sometimes our ego wants to know every single step of the way. And I think that, you know, the releasing the need to know and letting it come and letting it be a surprise as well is something that's really good. Ironically, even though you're watching this reading, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about about like, I mean, it could be, but I'm talking about like, there's things that you don't see happening for you. So if there's things that you're worried about that you're not able to know if it's coming yet, like stress as well and things like that, you know, release that at least this year. Release knowing all the answers, because I think there's some surprises for you this year as well, or else that I wouldn't be in there. Also too, there's a specific message for some of you releasing somebody that you were like very intuitively connected to in the past, trying to release that as much as you can, and be aware of what it is that you're thinking about too. So that's just a specific message here. But moving on to the luck, I feel like we have this, I love this charm. We're all mad here. The Alice in Wonderland, like Cheshire Cat one. And then we have this, which that's kind of the colors of the Cheshire Cat as well too, but we have this shell here. And so I think that things for you are going to be opening up in your luck, in the luck department. Again, maybe things that you're not aware of or things that you haven't seen. And I think the more that you open up as well and share your gifts and your talents and just maybe just share your light in general, luck is going to be coming to you as well too. That could be about that being brave in your work as well, and knowing and accepting the fact that you're different, and just realizing that everyone's different. Everyone's a little crazy. Everyone's, you know, their own way, and you're different, and that's perfectly fine. And it's okay, you know, to be different, and it's okay to open up and to let people see sides of you that you may have closed off because maybe you were judged for. Because I feel like your differences, or the difference that you are, maybe this is like your unique self, or showing that maybe you're a little crazy. This could be even like in woo-woo things, like, you know, spirituality and stuff like that. The more you kind of open up to that, then you're gonna feel like you're getting lucky, or things are coming to you easier and stuff like that, or it's just going smoother. Because when I think of luck, I kind of think sometimes of like just feeling like things are just happening in such a smooth way. You're like, oh, I caught that bus right on time. Oh, I did that, you know? So things be going smoother once you start accepting the fact that your weirdness is most likely your gift, to say the least. Because also, you know, I feel like when there's like a clam or an oyster, when it opens up, it has that beautiful pearl. And I think the beautiful pearl is your extremely weirdness. And I say that with the most love possible, because I love weird. Normal people, I don't trust them because they're not normal. And there's a good quote too by someone, I can't remember, but they were like, when people judge you on having your stuff together, or like whether or not this is like specifically like you being, you know, different or weird or whatever, all they're doing is masking, you know, their weirdness better. Everyone is weird. Everyone has problems. Everyone has issues. And the people that stand there and judge people for their problems and their issues doesn't mean that they don't have problems or issues. Basically, they are just hiding theirs and they're projecting it onto you. So I think maybe some of the things that had once made you closed off are going to be your like specific gifts in 2024 as well too. And I find that very beautiful. What I also find beautiful is that I feel like that we have an empty burden for you. And I only really call the empty ones if I feel called to. And I feel like this is about maybe burdens, leaving your burdens in the past, and burdens feeling like lifting from you as well, which is good. You know, you're not going to have too many things burdening you this year. It's just going to be, unless you choose to, is what I'm hearing, because it's all about, you know, your focus and things like that. But we have imaginative, and we have imagine here in the health, but we have imaginative with this Cancer in the abundance thing. So speaking of like thinking about feeling stuff and like maybe imagining what you're manifesting, or imagining this type of abundance, or all of this money and financial things as well, and like how it makes you feel, I think is good for you. But also I feel like there's also an energy of like, you still kind of have no idea. And I think that it's like not in a bad way. It's like in a it's gonna be better than you can imagine too. So keep going, because I feel like this is in direct relation to that money and that health here, like these right here. And I think also when Spirit's saying like, yeah, when it's time, when that kettle like starts screaming or starts singing, you know, it'll all start to pour out for you. Don't worry. Like, your cup is never going to run empty. There's always enough for you. Even if you feel like there's not, there is, and you are still being taken care of as well. And so when we fill our own cups and then we're gifted with other things, then what are we doing? We're overflowing. And so I feel like maybe you've been through certain challenges or in the past where you felt like your cup wasn't getting filled, whether that's abundance of love or anything like that. This could have been a lesson for you to learn how to fill your own cup. So then when you receive more, it's like you have this overflowing amount of gratitude and things and stuff. And I think that's really beautiful as well. So, and I just keep going back to this bird for you here at the top. Like, this is Spirit. I know I said that already, but this is basically like you're being watched. You are very strongly protected, specifically this pile. You may have great things to achieve, great things to accomplish. Regardless, you know, you deserve protection as well. But there's unforeseen things. There's things that you don't see happening for you that Spirit sees. So if that's in regards to people leaving your life, people entering your life, things not happening for you, I feel like there's the last message I want to give to you here, pile 2, is to make sure you surrender to whatever is happening, because they are happening for a reason. And now I feel called to kind of talk about the surrender, because I feel like that's such a term that's overused all the time. Surrender, like it's like it becomes like not even a word anymore. I feel like we hear it so many times. So when you're asking like, how do I surrender? Get more specific. What do you need to surrender to? Do you need to surrender to having patience? Do you need to surrender to these feelings? Do you need to surrender to maybe feeling stuck? Whatever it is specifically for you, because there's a bigger picture, there's a bigger reason. And I want you to know, and Spirit wants you to know, that things are not happening against you. They are happening for you. You just may not see it yet. And maybe in 2024, you will be seeing it. Like, maybe you'll get a completely different perspective, either in 2024 or by the end of 2024, of why things were happening for you, or why things had to happen that way. I can definitely see that as well too. A new perspective coming for you this upcoming year in 2024. So I have to go drink some water now. But with that being said, I am going to leave this part of your reading here, and I will see you in the next part, the part 2 of your reading. Also, if you feel like you don't have time to watch the whole other part, or maybe you're tired, or maybe you're like me and sometimes you feel like you just don't have the attention span to watch a whole hour-long reading at once, you can always come back to it as well too in the future. You can always come back to it in 2024 too. I think on YouTube you can save it for later, and so whenever that later is for you, just come back to it and you can see it as well. So on that note, thank you for being here on the first part, and let me get right into your second part. Hi pile 2, welcome to the second part of your reading. So we are going to be using your tarot very shortly, but I got these oracles, these 3 oracles, to represent 3 main themes for you in the year of 2024. So let's go ahead and just see what they are. The first theme we have for you is the number 8, the one who hides the sun, which actually this was the first theme card for pile 1 as well, which is an indicator that this is going to be maybe a collective shift, but we'll talk about that in a second. The next card we have for you is the sword, number 77. Oh, and we had 7 being an important number for you in the first part of your reading. So 777, which is a very divine number. Then the next one we have is a fearful world with number 69. And I'm seeing the 69 here kind of being, I'm sorry if you can't see that. I hate the glare. I'm trying to work on it. I'll hold them up when we talk about them so you can see them better. Just know I apologize. But the number 69 kind of reminds me of the Cancer symbol. And I know 69, but with that being said, we kind of had the imaginative part in your reading with the Cancer symbol. And so with this being a fearful world with the number 69. This is about you, I feel like, regulating your emotions and regulating your fears, not listening to those inner voices, not listening to those doubts, the fears, whether they're coming from inside or even coming from outer. I think there's a lot of you overcoming these fears in order to reach new heights, whether that's new heights in consciousness, new heights in your career, whatever it is. I feel like one of the biggest themes here, since I'm obviously talking about it first, is you overcoming these things. And these could be fears from like childhood as well, like things that people have said that you were, you know, you're kind of shedding this old version of yourself and not allowing anything to dictate your life anymore. And I think that's really beautiful, and I think it's really powerful as well, because sometimes it can seem like the world is out to get us. Sometimes it can seem like everyone is not on our side and everyone is against us, but to be honest, that's really never the case. You know, most of the time, even if they are against us, it's still like, it's usually not what it seems. It's usually projections or, you know, or things like that is what I'm trying to say. But I feel like this is a lot about your perception of the world too. And I'm kind of being brought back. I'm kind of being shown that in your first part of the reading, in the release part, I believe it was the release part. So that could also be indication of you releasing a certain perception or perspective you have in life or have in the world, that it's, you know, filled with fear, filled with all of these things that are just kind of waiting to get you. And I think you're going to be, you know, becoming more braver in 2024, as in taking more risks, taking more leaps, regardless of like all of the noise and all of the things around you. So I think this specifically is very important. And it's the third one, which means this could come more later in the year, but it doesn't have to be. I don't think these are very much time specific, but they can be, you know? So anyways, with that being said, for you have the same one as pile one, but I feel like there is a slightly different meaning here for you. So we have the one who hides the sun. This is about you stepping out of a place where you feel like, whether it's feeling restricted or just feeling like you've been held down or in a dark place. Regardless, I think this is about you overcoming this. And the number 8, I'm hearing, is like the strength card and regaining some sort of strength here and being able to step out into the world. Now, this could be healing from certain specific people, because the one who hides the sun can be people trying to like bring you down as well. So you could be releasing any kind of or leaving behind any type of energies or people or even places that you feel are just bringing you down and aren't letting you shine or just feel the way that you know that you deserve to be felt, because we do have a star here as well too. So I feel like you are meant to shine in some sort of way, and I feel like you are meant to be seen, and anything or anyone that has maybe tried to deny you of that in 2024 is definitely going to be released and going to be out the door, regardless of their intentions. And so this brings me to the next one, that we have the sword. This is reminding me of obviously the Ace of Swords. And so I think through the year of 2024, you're going to have some significant breakthrough within this, like between these two places. And I think once you have this breakthrough, you may have to deal with some other like nagging things coming up for you to face. But that's why the sword is important as well, because the sword is something that we all carry in life and that we are able to protect ourselves with. And the sword can also represent truth in many different ways. And we have this Ouroboros right here, which is representative of cycles. And I think this is like, no matter where you go, you are protected. You have, you know, the needs to protect yourself regardless. And yes, there is going to be breakthroughs for you. But I think this is a year of you accomplishing a lot, because I feel like this is almost giving me like warrior energy as well too, like overcoming a lot and accomplishing a lot. Let's look at, okay, your bottom deck energy, we have laughing and crying, which is really interesting now that I'm thinking about it. With all of this energy, this laughing and crying coming for you at the bottom pile too, is I believe that this year is going to be filled with a lot of ups and downs, and obviously the ups are going to be just as beautiful as the downs. So don't let, and I think this energy too is not letting the downs keep you down or focusing on them or being fearful of these downs as well. It's remembering that life ebbs and flows and that we all have ups and downs. We all experience a whole plethora of different types of emotions, and reminder, it is a whole year as well. So of course you're going to be maybe laughing and then crying and throughout the year, but this is going to be a lot of growth for you this year, and there's just going to be a lot of self-discovery is what I'm hearing for you, specifically within your own personal power and specifically within the things that have been holding you back a lot. And I feel like you're almost going to be breaking free from these things this year and overcoming them. And it's going to be challenging. It's going to be mixed emotions. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, you're going to have smooth, parts of the year as well too. It's all a part of life. It's all a part of the process. And that reminds me of your beautiful butterfly, your beautiful transformative butterfly that we have for you in the beginning as well. So already we have some pretty powerful stuff for you, pile 2. And I really liked your charm reading as well. The messages, So now we are going to be using your tarot deck to get more predictions. If we can get more specific, that would be great. Or maybe just about certain things that you need to know as well. I guess I'll kind of leave it a bit open since it seems to be going in different directions for each of the piles as well too. So let's see, Spirit. What are some predictions for 2024 for pile 2, please? What are some predictions for 2024 for pile 2? We have the Magician coming out first, which is crazy because in pile 1, the Magician came out first for them as well too. But this Magician card is very interesting to say the least. But yes, I feel like this is about your manifestations for sure. And this is about you accumulating the tools that you need to succeed in the year of 2024. Now, I love that we almost have this same symbology kind of like we have up, we have down. And I know that represents different directions and different, because the Magician is the manipulator of the elements, but I just feel like intuitively that we have ups, downs coming for you. And then we have a beautiful connection from your head to your heart with this beautiful DNA here. So things starting to connect for you. And I feel like you're going to be listening to your heart a lot more and not letting your brain hold you back in the year of 2024. This seems to be a huge theme. It's like following your heart, taking those next steps. And regardless of like what your mind is telling you to be fearful of, just remember that your mind is really just trying to protect you. Our minds are designed to find threats. And sometimes, it can be helpful. Rarely, unless there's like a real threat, it can be helpful, but it has good intentions, to say the least. So I think combating this with kindness and compassion is very important for you as well. But know that it's not going to stop you from succeeding. And I keep hearing that you may realize where you've been limiting yourself in this as well. Oh, we have the 8 of Wands underneath that too. So things moving for you. If you felt stuck, or if you felt like things weren't moving for you, for some of you may have felt a bit powerless. This is where this breakthrough is going to be coming through for you here, pile 2. So what else can you tell us, Spirit, please, about pile 2's year 2024? What other predictions do we have here for pile 2 in the year of 2024? We have, okay, I don't mean to keep comparing you to pile 1, but we have another card coming out for you. That's the same card. These are stuck together though, or they're not stuck together, they're just hard to, okay. So it is the Judgment card, but this is a different message, kind of. No, because theirs was like coming back from the dead. But it's the Judgment card in this deck, but it is liberation. And I love that word for you, liberation. It's 111, or well, it was 1101, but I don't really count the zeros on the clock as I'm speaking to you anyways. But I love that liberation for you, because feeling liberated is feeling like we are on top after we have been on the bottom for so long, or like feeling like we've finally broken and got somewhere after we've been trying, it's like Or I'm hearing for some of you maybe feeling like you've been oppressed, whether that's just oppressed by other people or in life, maybe life circumstances, you've been feeling really oppressed, and this is about you breaking free and coming out of that. And oh my goodness, look at, we have the beautiful butterfly wings for you in this card as well, coming through, blooming from all of this growth, all of this discomfort, all of these challenges, and rising above and getting to, what did we say in the first one? Getting to spread your beautiful wings and kind of coming out of that dark cocoon. So this is a year of you breaking free and of your, you know, and being able to transform and, excuse my dog in the background, and really like flying. Like liberation is a good word to kind of represent like feelings of freedom, I feel. Do I feel called to take these? No, we're gonna see some more. So what other predictions here? So we have the Hanged One, and we also have the Six of Cups. And I feel like one of the biggest important things with these two together, there's a couple different messages. Oh yeah, because look at, guys, we have the number 0 again, which is like the Fool, which is the Fool. I don't know why I said like the Fool, but for you, and this is a freedom type of energy as well. But no, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, so we have the Hanged One and we have the Six of Cups. Now there's a couple different messages here, but coming out together, I feel like you're going to get a completely different perspective or view on your past. Specifically how certain things made you feel, and specifically why you had to go through specific challenges. I feel like they're going to shift your perspective, and you're going to have this huge perspective shift in 2024 to where you feel like you're going to see that these things weren't happening against you, that they are actually benefiting you because of where you're being led or where you were led in 2024 here. And I love that we have this Fool card here, and we have the Star underneath. And there's other cards here, but I'm also drawn to the fact that we have the Ten of Swords underneath here, because the Ten of Swords is a rock bottom type of energy. The Ten of Swords is like, what's next? It can't get any worse. And also it's about endings. But I feel like this is about you rising above, so high above this, because this to me is like alchemy. Oh, and then under here we have the Cosmic Seed, which is a special card in this deck, which this is, if I believe it, this is the card of creation. This is the card of infinite potential and seeds, you know, planting seeds like that. Oh, look at like that beautiful dandelion little seed flying in the wind, not knowing where it's going to go, but it's going to get to where it needs to be. And, you know, maybe flying in the wind, that little dandelion seed can feel this discomfort of this unknown, of not knowing what it's going to be, or wondering if it's going to be like this forever. And with that being said, you're being led to a wonderful destination, whether this is, you're going to get there in 2024 or not. You're definitely going to see, you're going to see that. You're going to see your results. You're going to see things differently. And you're going to, I feel like, have more appreciation for your past, if that makes sense. And for some of you, that may even seem like ridiculous now. You're like, what the heck? What are you talking about? But there's a huge energy of potential with this, again, number 0. And rebirth. I feel like, you know, this pile is definitely going through a cycle of death and rebirth. And I think that through this year and through these, maybe even these last couple years, you've gone through many cycles of death and rebirth. Not just one huge one, like many different types of transformations. And I love there's this rejuvenating energy here for you in 2024 of hope and an outlook here. We also have the Action of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups, and we have the Three of Wands. So for some of you, there could be a specific romantic connection in the distance as well. I do want to say, though, the Three of Wands may indicate that there is still some distance there. So this could be towards the end of the year, or maybe even the year after. But I do feel like with this Knight of Cups, there, you know, that could be a romantic connection coming for you when the time is right, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. But I feel like there's a lot of healing here. And I think that I just keep getting the message that things are going to be lifting for you, whether that's the veil or just this heaviness. It's like you're going to be seeing things differently, seeing things start to work out for you, things working out differently. Now, I don't think it's going to have, it's like you're not going to not have like challenges and triggers and highs and lows, but I feel like it's just going to be a lot better for you in this year. And I think that's a big collective theme here as well, of like seeing things a lot better than the last year or the last couple years. I feel like collectively we've all gone through a lot of challenges and maybe some transformations in the last few years. I want to say even back to like 2020, you know, and pieces of the puzzle are going to be fitting for you in ways that are going to start making a lot of sense. Is this direct message from Spirit for you? So let's, oh my gosh, it's 17 minutes on the clock. Well, my clock, because no, I think your clock's the same as mine because it's different part, right? I don't know. That's the number of the star, which is also the number 8, and it is an 8 year. And then we have the 8 here, which is also the number of strength. So, you know, the strength usually comes after a tough time, which usually comes after the Chariot, which we were talking about that as well too. Being able to push through is gained you a perspective of your strength. And now it's like things are going to be just looking a lot better, being better, like hope restored as well. But let's see what else with the oracles. What other predictions here for pile 2? Let's see if we can get a little more specific as well. I feel like this is like mainly for you though. It's like your manifestations and healing, and it's a lot of energetic shifts. So we have find the lesson, discover the purpose in a situation, trust that you are learning. Okay, so I think this is definitely confirmation, again, since this is a prediction reading, that you are going to be realizing the lessons that you've learned. You are going to be putting those lessons into action. And again, it's like there was purpose in these situations and that you were learning and you were growing as well here. That's kind of like confirmation upon that. Ooh, and I'm drawn to this one, the right way, which is learning to create what you desire. Learning to create what you desire, not what you fear. Or holding yourself back, I'm hearing from that. What are some predictions, more predictions for 2024 for pile 2, please? Your hard work is paying off. That's what we want to see. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, you're going to be seeing your hard work and your efforts paying off. The fact that I feel like you've stayed committed to yourself, committed to this journey, committed to Spirit, obviously, even though you can't get away from Spirit. It's funny. It's like regardless. I mean, you're unconditionally loved by Spirit, whether you're committed or not, whether you even believe or know Spirit's there. So I don't know why I threw that one in there. But maybe you're committed to your spiritual path, and that would make a lot more sense. But yeah, you're going to be seeing your hard work and your efforts paying off for sure. I love that for you. That's what I was kind of feeling like was this breakthrough for you. And I was hoping that, you know, messages of this would come out, which it kind of does make sense. They are the messages, you know, with the star and all of this and this liberation and the Magician. Don't get me wrong, but we just love seeing it like so literally in words, don't we? Like, your hard work is paying off. We love hearing that. Okay, we have hold your vision. And you and your loved ones are safe with the new moon in Cancer. So we have 2 new moons along with a fixed moon. Again, new moons represent potential. They represent new beginnings to things as well. And they also represent beginnings of new cycles, which we had the cycle energy as well. So I think in 2024, new cycles are going to be beginning for you where they're not going to work out the way that they worked out in the past. And with that being said, I feel like this you and your loved ones are safe is about you, you know, connecting to that home in your heart. It could be about your family as well. Sorry, I was getting another message, but I don't think I'm going to. Anyways, you know, connecting to that safe space within you, you know, connecting back to your heart and that center and knowing that you're safe and you're guided no matter how scary things seem, you know, no matter how bad things seem, like you're always safe, you're always protected. And I love this hold your vision because I think for some of you, your commitment may have been tested. like I said, whether a commitment in whatever it is you're finding yourself committed to. And with this hold your vision, it's more of along the lines of like hold that faith, that kind of that star energy, regardless of maybe how life has treated you, like regardless how people have treated you, to hold your vision, because it is paying off. And I think that you are in 2024 going to be getting a lot closer to these realizations, or at least closer to these dreams and goals and people than I think that it may seem or you may think. And I think that this is a big leap year for you. And I think that your choices are going to be very important within this next year. And I think that your choices to, if you choose growth over comfort, you're definitely going to be rewarded with that full energy, taking those leaps of faith, as starting over from scratch. For some of you is a leap of faith, like starting completely over. I can see for some of you in 2024. And it's not that you're starting over, because failure isn't failure, you know, unless you completely give up, like give up in life, give up on, say, like if there was a failed relationship, but you and the person didn't work out, you guys broke up. That's not failure. That's an attempt. You know what I'm saying? And then it's not that you're going to be giving up on, like failure would be like, I give up on relationships altogether. I'm going to be like alone for the rest of my life, like by choice. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be the example of that. And like sticking to it, not just saying that, because we all say that sometimes, but you get what I'm saying. So it's always another chance. And I think that you're creating different chances for yourself. And I think that your choices, again, this 2024 are going to be extremely important in the predictive process, because I think that you may knowingly or unknowingly open or close doors based on your choices. So I think to be more open-minded and to be brave is a huge theme for you here in your choices, and to not let any of those voices hold you back. And like I say voices, you know, as in like sometimes that voice in our head wasn't even ours to begin with. Sometimes that voice in our head came from somebody else, and we have to realize that it's not helpful and it's not true. But your faith is going to be rewarded, your hard work is going to be rewarded, and you're going to be seeing the reasons why in such a beautiful way, if that makes sense. It's like you're going to be like, oh my gosh, now I know why this happened, because I needed this to get here. It's like you're getting pieces of the puzzle, or you're getting keys to your life, to your future in each experience, and it's unlocking new doors for you. It's very poetic, very interesting. I kind of like this energy, if I can be honest. Bottom of the deck, we have a personal issue reaches resolution. I love that for you. So there is going to be resolutions to this. There's a lot of watery energy here for you, just in the imagery, and like this Cancer energy as well. A lot of it has to do with, you know, emotions. We also have you are good enough and step out of your comfort zone. I freaking love that. And that goes perfectly with this whole theme. And I love that it's the North Node as well, which can be referred to at times as like our destiny, or where we're being led in life. And the South Node can be like where we're holding on to, or what we find comforting as well. Now, I think that the South Node can help us more than people like realize. Like I think the South Node is things that we are good at, things that we are comfortable with. So maybe it should check out your North Node and South Node in your chart, can be beneficial. But the main message is to know that you're good enough, obviously. And you know, stepping out of your comfort zone is something you're meant to be doing here. Facing fear is something you're meant to be doing here. So when you feel these fears coming, you know, or when you feel those doubts, or when you feel that uncertainty, remind yourself this is where you're meant to be. This is a sign that this is where you're meant to be. And it's not meant to bring you down. It's meant for you to overcome, because I feel a lot of the time that when we face our fears, we have the biggest rewards on the other side. Like how they say sometimes everything we could have ever wanted in life is right behind our fears. That's the energy I'm seeing here. Like it's for amazing reasons, or else you would not be led. And it's obviously for you if you feel this way, or else you wouldn't be led by it, because you are divinely guided by your higher self, by your spirit guides, by source, whoever it is that your angels, they all play a part, to be honest. They all play a role for sure, but you are divinely guided. And we saw that in your first part of your reading, that you are ridiculously divinely guided, like so much to the point where it came out extra like for you. So with that being said, What is some advice we have? I don't even have to finish that. I was going to say, what advice do we have for you, pile 2, in 2024? Believe in magic, myths, and mystical things. Life is full of mystery. I do believe that there was, in this reading for you, specifically for a reason, there was a bit of mystery kind of left in. Nothing too specific. Also, that does tend to happen in general readings, but I believe that's because there is great unknown things, and I believe stepping into the unknown is a lesson that you are meant to be learning here. That's the whole point, is you're stepping into the unknown. And I love that it's believing in your magic, believing in magic in general, and believing in the fact that these things can happen for you, that you're able to achieve great things, you're able to attract great things, you're able to do great things. And I think it starts with your, it starts with your beliefs, because our beliefs shape our actions as well. If we don't believe we can do something, we'll tend to hold back, or we won't be as confident and stuff. And I'm not saying that confidence is gonna, come the second you start taking those steps. No, I think confidence comes with action. Confidence comes along the way. And sometimes you kind of just have to start somewhere, but believing in the fact that, things are going to be paying off for you, believing in the fact that you can have this, that you can have the things that maybe you were shown in life or early on in life that you couldn't have, like that made you kind of believe that because it didn't work, or form some sort of protective shield as well. Believing is the key. And that's all you really need. Just go for it. This is a year of big progress for you. This is a year of taking those steps of faith, leaps of faith, and it working out for you in your favor. 100%. All right. What other advice do we have for pile 2 in 2024? Oops. Okay. Don't judge yourself for how you feel. Just feel the feelings. Emotions are messengers. What do they have to say? Oh my gosh, I have to bring this up again. All of these feelings and things coming out. This is so perfect for that, to just let them flow. Even if you have to find, obviously, even if you're like alone and this is when you let your emotions flow, that's fine too. I understand that. Obviously, you're not going to want to be like in a public, like at a public place, like in the mall, and just like bust out crying, unless that happens, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, this is about you allowing yourself to feel. Sometimes we feel too, pile 2, that the more we run from specific emotions, the worse they get. And I think that's also a sign as well, to sit with these feelings and dive into it. Like, find a comfort in this. And I think one of the things that stops us from going to those deep, dark places, that we feel like we're gonna get stuck there. We feel like if we give in to this fear, it's gonna hold us back forever. We feel like if we give in to the depression feelings, obviously if you have legitimate clinical depression, that's different. But, those dark times, those cloudy times, we feel like if we give into them, that we're never gonna come back up. We're gonna drown in this water instead of being able to come back up. But you will come back up. In fact, you will come back up with releasing these and feeling a lot lighter. So no more resisting or running from these feelings. Like, just turn around and face them with as much love as possible and not judgment. And so basically it's like, when you're feeling, if you're trying to take a next step or do something out of your comfort zone and you're feeling this fear, don't tell yourself, no, we shouldn't feel this fear, we're going to go anyways. Be like, why is this fear here? Oh, it's because I feel like I'm going to fail. And then, be that best friend, feel it, let it process through you. You'll literally feel it move through your body. And then remind yourself that regardless of like whether you fail or not, you're still going to love yourself and you're still going to be there for you. And then also remind yourself that you don't know that. You don't know that you're going to fail. You're most likely not, Sometimes we kind of have to like recreate these inner beliefs after we feel the first ones. We have to like let them express themselves and then be like, well, that's not true. It's like you're talking to a person. And I know that sometimes that sounds so weird, or you're like, what the hell? But it's true. it's helped me tremendously personally. Like I used to do that exact same thing. I used to be like, well, no, I shouldn't feel this, or I can't feel this. It's gonna ruin my progress. It's gonna hold me back. No. If I could go back and tell myself anything now, I'd be like, if anything, it's gonna help you skyrocket your progress. Just face it. Just be like, I am insecure. I am this, and especially if it's you on you, you don't have to hide. You don't have to be anyone else. You should be able to express yourself. And that makes sense on why we had so much emotional energy here. I was like, I think there's a lot of breakthroughs about with your emotions. So the next one we have is, it's okay to change your mind. When you get new information, reassess your decisions, be open and flexible. I think this is great advice for the year to come, because this is telling you things are change. I think this is just saying that things are going to change in general, that you don't have to, you don't have to hold on to things. Specifically with this energy, I think letting go and surrendering with this hanged one right here is very important for you to progress. Sometimes we try to hold on to things for comfort. Even sometimes we could try to hold on to negative habits for comfort. And that could be subconsciously as well, especially things we're trying to break, habits we're trying to break or leave behind in the past. There's a part of us that still wants to hold on to them. And so with this deep healing and realizing that you can change and that you're going to change, and being open and flexible to new information, to new things, is going to help you succeed in this year ahead as well. It's going to help you progress faster at the same time. Like, I think you're transforming at times, Pile 2. I think you're transforming at such a rapid rate that you may not even realize yourself how much you're changing and how much you're transforming. So, some days you may wake up and just feel like you're different, but you're still kind of doing the same old things. And so that's when you kind of have to remind yourself to allow yourself to change, that it's okay. And this comes within your choices as well. Like, what are you choosing to do? What are you choosing to think about? All of these things I feel like are going to need your awareness in 2024, and you're going to see things clearer. And then the last one we have is, you're grumpy, drink water, eat something, take a shower, go to sleep. The world will look different when you wake up. Now, I think the advice with this one specifically, it's not that you're grumpy. I think the advice for this specifically is that when things seem bad, they're going to change as well too. That things aren't going to stay that way forever. Sometimes we're feeling things, sometimes we're seeing things, sometimes we're going through things. And with that being said, quite literally, like when you wake up or the next day or the next phase of your life, things are going to look differently, especially when you get this breakthrough in 2024 for you, which comes after this feeling of oppression, or after this feeling of like not having the light, or, whatever this is to you. I guess it would be specific. I don't even know how to describe it anymore exactly, but you get what I'm saying. Like, when you're going to have this breakthrough. And so I think this is saying that it's not going to be one way forever, and take care of yourself in the meantime. Just focus on taking care of yourself or doing what it is that you can do. And that's going to be the important part for you, because it's going to change. Your circumstances will change. Your experience will change. You will progress. It will get better. No matter how long you feel like you've been stuck, no matter how long you feel like you've been down, it's going to get better. Just focus on taking care of yourself in the meantime, and remembering that things change, that the only real constant is change. So you don't have to force it. You don't have anything to worry about. And I think, rest when things are down is really important for you. Rest. Especially if you have a high, what is it called? Oh gosh, no, I can't think of it. When your anxiety is really high or your adrenaline's really high all the time, I think that it's important for you to rest. And I keep hearing high cortisol or lowering your cortisol. Honestly, I really don't even know. I don't know why I'm hearing that. I don't know what that fully means. I have an idea, I think, of what it means. I think it has to do with that, actually. But that would be specific for you. Obviously, I think you would know if that message was for you. But yeah, all in all, this looks like a year for you of facing fears, overcoming obstacles, and coming out on top. So I think this is going to be a great year for you. And I think that you're going to have so many beautiful experiences. And I think that's why one of the first messages was for you to, enjoy the journey, because it's not all releasing negative. There's so much more positive that comes with this as well too. And there's so much more magic and things happening for you, and change is something that's a big theme for you in 2024. And I think for some of you, that's good. Or at least you feel like it would be good. So with that being said, I am going to leave this reading here. Thank you so much if you stayed till the end. Thank you for all who subscribe to the channel, who like, comment, share, and all of that stuff. I really appreciate all of your support. It means so much to me. And yeah, if you did enjoy this reading and you're not subscribed, you can go ahead and subscribe now so you won't miss another one. If that's something you feel like doing, of course. I'm never here to force you to do anything. And if that's the case, though, I will see you in the next pick a card. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Amethyst Cluster, or if you chose the Bones Tarot, whichever one that you chose, welcome. So we're going to set your tarot to the side because that is going to be in part 2. I'm going to set your stone up there and let's get into it. So first things first, I want to talk about the year ahead, 2024. So if you are into Chinese astrology or Chinese zodiac, it is known as the year of the dragon, which is all about creativity. It's all about our drive, our power, and leadership and things of that nature, which brings me to the fact that 2024 in numerology is an 8 year, which has eerily similar aspects to the dragon. Like it's the number 8 in numerology is all about power, leadership, success, drive, all of those things. It's also about balancing spirituality and practicality and all of that kind of nature. So I feel like it's going to be those are going to be themes for a lot of the collective in 2024. Also, the number 8 is for the number Saturn as well. And so Saturn even kind of can be of that nature too, especially when you think of balancing spirituality and practicality. In 2024, Saturn is going to be in Pisces, and that's exactly like that energy of balancing spirituality but being very practical at the same time, and like both of those two worlds. So I think that's very interesting as well. Now back to the Chinese zodiac, the year of the dragon. If you are a dragon year, then it's supposed to be a very good year for you. You're supposed to have lots of luck, abundance, or all of the things. Like maybe you'll be getting, the things you've been working for, as well as maybe just feeling lucky. For some they even say like, oh, if it's your year, you may meet that special person. All of that kind of stuff is involved. Also, there's allies to the dragon. So if you were born in the year of the monkey, the year of the rat, or the year of the rooster, they're supposed to be very lucky years for you as well too. Not as lucky as, of course, if you were a dragon or if it was your year, but you're supposed to be getting some of those benefits too. And then that leads me to, if you were born in the year of the dog, the sheep, or the rabbit, you would be considered the enemy year, which means that's not anything really bad at all. Let me be honest with you, Pile 3, this last year, 2023, was technically an enemy year for me, and I'm fine. I was fine. There was nothing too crazy. It had its normal challenges like all the years do, the normal ups and downs. Nothing too crazy or catastrophic, happen. So don't let fear be like, oh my gosh, it's my enemy year, this is going to be so bad. No. Sometimes I feel like it just means that we're going to have just a little bit more challenges. But I think that specifically in this year too, but I think in general, the challenges that you kind of go through in an enemy year, they propel you forward in the next years to come as well too. So it's not like it's just because it's an enemy year and so bad things are going to happen to you. They're usually challenges that we're meant to overcome as well, like on our karmic path. Speaking of karma, the number 8 can be the number of karma as well. So it being an 8 year, what you put out, you will be getting back, and vice versa. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into your specific reading now. So I'm going to start with the divination dice, and I want to see what is the major theme for you, or not a major theme, the major focus, because the themes are going to be later on in your second part. But what is the major focus for you, area of life focus for you this year in 2024, Spirit? So for pile 3, their main focus. Ooh, we have, oh, I thought it was the 9th. We have the 6th house. Interesting. So a lot of your main focus is going to be on your health. Your main focus is going to be on your day-to-day things. I feel like with the number 6 too, the number 6 can also be a number of harmony and balance, bringing balance back into your life, maybe bringing more harmony back into your life as well. But for some of you, you know, your focus, you could really be focused on your work life. And the 6th house is also like Virgo energy. So it's like the little details, all of those things kind of matter. Maybe getting more organized this year as a theme, and just getting really down to what it is that you want, how you're going to get there, the next steps, all of that kind of tedious stuff. I can definitely see that being a theme, but for the most part, I'm feeling like your day-to-day and your work and what you're doing with your time is a big theme for you, specifically in 2024. So let's go ahead and see your charms. Sorry if this is really loud. So what predictions here for pile 3, Spirit? Okay. I got a lot for you. Okay. Sorry. So the first thing right off the bat I noticed is that we do have a lot in your completing that seems to be leading to your creating. So I feel like with this turtle here and the complete, there's something that you've been working on that I feel like is going to be obviously moving into this, like this creation. So these creations, maybe it'd be something that you're completing here, but I feel like things are going to start moving faster for you in 2024, since we have the turtle and then we have this, like what you feel like you've been working on, whether that's yourself, your money, your finances, things are going to start picking up for you, and maybe even really fast with this gun. But I feel like also you could have like been really focused in 2023, or driven, or like you just shooting some sort of shot in some sort of something or some field, and that's going to be like the end of it. Maybe I think for some of you this could be almost going out with a bang for something here specifically in 2024. But all in all, your efforts in something are being seen, and they will be picking up. Okay, so in the complete section here, we also seem to have a lot going on for you in the family. Maybe you're going to be getting another family dog as well, since we do have this dog. But I think that there's also going to be a sense of loyalty that you're going to be really feeling in 2024 to your family. So that's going to be specific. That could be for specific family members as well. Or maybe you want to repay some sort of loyalty that your family had for you. But I think that there's going to be some harmony coming in this family, because we do have this red heart here. And also I think there's going to be an energy of like some healing your inner child in your family, and almost like filling some sort of void here that maybe you didn't have. For some of you, you could be having a child, you could be starting a family, and for some of you, you could be having an animal child, like a dog child. My dogs are, I consider my children, you know, in other ways too. So definitely that could be like in addition to your family as well. But we do have this little like Disney key, so this could indicate children, but I think this is about like healing, you know, your inner child in regards to the relationships with your family when you were younger in 2024. So there could be some things coming up that are guiding you towards that here. So we do have a lot in there. So family could be important this year. I mean, completing tasks, completing the things that you've started is something that's really important here for you in 2024 as well. And I'm also getting that this completing is also like beginning, like with the gun here in this, since we kind of had like the slowness of the turtle, we're seeing that that's ending. We have this gun go off, and I'm kind of seeing like bang, and then the race starts. So this completion is like, it's going to start moving fast for you. Things are going to start moving faster for you in 2021, almost like that starting point of the gun, and everyone kind of, and it seems to take off is what I'm seeing here. And you have been putting work and effort into something for this to happen for you in 2024, which is really cool. So right above the abundance, we have find the joy in the journey charm, which I think this has come out in every pile. This one's a different color. I didn't even know that I had two of them, to be honest. But okay. But I love that we have this. So in 2024 for you, what you're going to be seeing is that you're abundant all the time, that there's so much abundance, so much love, so many things for you to be grateful for, and so many things for you to look forward to in your day-to-day life as well. It's not always one big thing. A lot of the time it's our mundane, our day-to-day things that, we spend most of our time doing, especially with the 6th house being the kind of focus that's a big mundane type of day-to-day energy, and you're going to be finding that you are abundant in that, as well as that there's so many things to look forward to. I think this is almost in more of the lines of like a shift in like gratitude, like being grateful for the little things, being grateful for the things you get to do every day as well. Even if you don't feel like that every day, of course, I'm not going to lie to you and say that all year you're going to be, oh yeah, I find joy in every day of this journey. No, that's not going to be the truth, but you are going to be finding things and a lot of abundance and things in just where you're at and where you're going as well. Like this is almost an energy of like stopping and smelling the roses. This is like an energy of like waking up and being grateful for certain things, doing certain things that you like your day-to-days are just going to bring you more joy. And I think that is amazing. What's also amazing is that we kind of don't have too much burdening you, except for this little starfish kind of trying to peek in there to the burdens. So anything that has been burdening you, let it go, please. The starfish represents holding on to things really tightly. And we also have, but it's mainly in the luck part. So I think that, luck is going to be coming to you. Maybe you're going to be feeling like you're sticking to luck, but also we have a transformation energy, or like an ending here. So maybe if you feel like you kind of luck has not been on your side in 2024 or in 2023 or past years, if you feel like things have not been going your way, that's going to be ending for you. You're going to be feeling more lucky, and I think you're going to be like wanting to hold on to it really tightly. So also kind of be aware of that, because the starfish can represent us holding on to things too tightly. Just know that you're a lucky person as well. You're an abundant person, and things are going to come, things are going to go, things are going to end for you, things are going to happen for you, and they won't. It's kind of like this ebb and flow type of energy here as well. But I think that the main message is that you will be attracting a lot of luck, or maybe you feel like you're going to have at some point in the year like a lucky spell, which is really good. And I think it's going to be ending a lot of an unlucky time for you. Kind of, I already said that as well. So also in 2024, you may be releasing past things in love for sure. So this charm, I've never actually read it like this before. Obviously, this is an intuitive reading, so I'm getting the messages. And so I think that's really interesting. This is kind of based off of like a tattoo. Like the old school tattoo of like someone getting their name on there and their heart. It's like represents having things tattooed on their heart. So I think you're going to be releasing a lot of things in 2024 that you felt were tattooed on your heart, maybe not in a good way. This could be past loves or just past hurts. Maybe this could have it to do with your family and that inner child healing at the same time. But basically things that, you feel like have been on you for a long time, or you've been carrying with you for a long time in 2024, you definitely are going to be releasing these. And obviously they're matters of the heart, which actually could be, for some of you, could be family wounds, since we have this red heart and it's empty here. And then we have this red heart and it's full here. This could be that release, forgiveness here for your family, or forgiveness in relationships as well. Now, in the ego, we have this watermelon, and then we have the inspire here. So I feel like there's a few different messages here. I think when it comes to the things that you want, your goals, your aspirations, I think inspiration is great, but your ego might be looking a lot around at times for inspiration, or thinking that you need something to inspire you. And I think that in 2024, one of your shifts of focus is going to be less on inspiration and more on discipline, or at least more on like doing what it is you need to do too. Like the inspiration is great and motivation is great, but we're not going to, let's be real, we don't wake up every day with inspiration. We don't wake up every day with motivation. And with that being said, you know, the sixth house being your kind of lesson, this is about you waking up every day and showing up for yourself, of course, with rest days and things like that. But you get my point, right? Not every day you're going to feel as inspired, but you're still going to want to do things that are going to create rewards here as well. And don't let your ego spoil things for you as well. Like there's so much sweetness to have, but not everything is going to be, you know, like when I think of watermelons, I think of like summer and shining and like it's like sweet and everything like that. So not every day is going to be like that. And also don't let your ego try to, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to say this whole time and I can't think of it. Don't let your ego deceive you, like in ways where life is still sweet. Life is still good. You know, sometimes our egos like to create problems, and sometimes our egos will even keep us a little bit depressed at times as well too. Not real clinical depression, but you get what I'm saying. Like they try to keep you in this trap of like when you're getting inspired, like for things too, like on the other hand, when you do feel inspired for things, maybe your ego's like tries to shut you down or tries to tell you things about like, oh, why you shouldn't do that, or why that could go wrong, or why you should stay in bed all day. And so this is kind of coming through to say, not to listen to it. Also, don't feed your ego anything that it doesn't need. I think this is a year for you to strengthen your ego instead of feeding it. This is a year for you to strengthen it. And so with that, I guess what that means here in this case is like you're not looking for things of so much instant gratification. You're kind of telling your ego to chill. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay, but we're going to do this long term. Maybe we don't know all the answers yet. Maybe we don't see what this whole year has to offer, or we don't see everything to come. But that's strengthening that ego muscle and telling your ego, like, we're going to be fine. We're going to do it anyways, you know, like it's all good. And, okay, so what's really good here is that we have begin with imagine, and it's kind of creeping in to manifest a little bit. It's kind of stepping into the manifest. So this could be in the beginning of 2024 as well. You may be starting to see some certain manifestations come in, but also maybe the things that you've been imagining, you know, or the things that you've been dreaming of. Now it's time to manifest them. 2024 is going to be your year to do it, to work on it. And that could eventually be the completing. Maybe by the time you're completing 2024, it's good. Or maybe, you know, obviously timing is different in a general reading, and I never like to get too specific on time, but yeah, the things that you've been imagining, the things that you've been wanting, you know, like are going to start manifesting. So begin taking those next steps, however you feel that or whatever that means for you. And I think that as well, there's a message here for the outlook of this year. It begins with your mind, with the imagination. It begins with your outlook. It begins with how you see things, and it begins with, you know, what you think things really are. Like you know, how our perspectives or our perceptions shape our entire reality. So I think in 2024, you're going to start remembering that, and you're going to start seeing that when your imagination gets better, when your perception gets better, perspective gets better, like life is going to get better. Things, you know, that's just how it works. It's also like scientific too. But anyways, so in work, we have, I think for some of you, okay, I want to remind again, this is a general reading, because with the axe here, I feel like for some of you in work, you may be leaving your position to do something else, or quitting, or maybe even, I hate to say it, some of you getting fired, because when you think of getting the axe, you kind of think of getting fired. So if that did happen to some of you, just know that this is a blessing in disguise, that something else is coming. And I think it's has something to do with your timing or something like that, if that's the case for you. Now, if not, I feel like this is about you cutting out all distractions, kind of chopping everything out of the way, and really getting down to work for some of you too. So you'll know what message is for you, or maybe you'll know when it happens. But either way, I think when I think of getting the axe, I think of like cutting off things you don't need anymore, maybe anything that's taking your energy, or or just anything that doesn't work for you, just giving it the axe. Like, it doesn't even have to be just work. It could be like things that aren't working for you, you know, just, you got to cut them out or chop them up. There was another message coming, but I lost it. So I don't think it's really that important, but okay, so in the romance department, this one's interesting. So we have this little clam as well. So for some of you, during 2024, you may be guided to open up more in the romance department, and that could be something that is a little difficult for you. I feel like you may be guided in a healing way, because I do believe that you have a lot to offer. You know, when I think of a clam or whatever you want, an oyster, whatever, you know, you think of like opening up and it having this beautiful pearl, this beautiful treasure. I think that is like your heart and the things that you have to offer, and the inner you and the true you. And I think that there could have been situations that made you shut that and hide away, because obviously you may have learned or are learning in 2024 that not everyone deserves to see that beautiful side of you, or that everyone can take care of that beautiful side of you. And I think with the romance here, you're gonna be opening up again, or at least deciding or allowing yourself to open up again. And I think that this is divinely guided, and I think it's for your own like healing purposes, like we were saying. So in the home, okay, I don't want to offend anyone or anything like that. Well, I don't know why it would be offensive, but since this was like up here, I almost didn't even want to like take it. I feel like it was kind of far, and I thought it was a B at first. So for some of you, you could be switching positions to work from home, since I thought it was a B at first, or working from home could be significant for some of you. For others of you, this is technically a ladybug. And when I think of ladybugs, I think of like luck and things like that. So for some of you, this could be in connection to like, you know, having luck in your home, or luck in finding a home. That can be really significant. And the one that I didn't want to say, or that I said, oh, I don't want to say that, is that for some of you, if you have certain, maybe like insect infestations in your home, you may kind of get that problem, but they're going to be eradicated, if that makes sense. And I feel strongly that that could be obviously, if you have that already, to take care of that. I don't think that's new news, or that happens though in homes. Like we get ants, or we get other like insects as well too. So just to be aware of that, maybe spray for bugs if that's what you do, or there's always like natural things as well too. I was kind of laughing because I think sometimes it's funny, right? When they come out and they're like, they can be so literal. I think it's funny, but for the most part, if you've been looking for a home, in 2024, you are going to have more luck, because it's the ladybug as well too. So that's a beautiful message. And then that brings us to the money. We have a lot going on in money. We have spirit up in the air watching things, and we have an airplane going up towards spirit, and then we have it landing on the eye of Horus, or no, not the eye of Horus, sorry, the eye of Anubis. No, it's not the eye of Ra, because the eye of Ra faces the other way. Anyways, I just can't remember right now. I swear I'm knowledgeable about stuff like that. I just can't remember right now. I think it's Horus. But the point of this is that you have the TV here with like these little, what are these called? These antennas? Now I just can't think of what anything's called. I hate when that happens. I swear, guys, I know the names of things, and I swear I am educated in a lot of things, but for some reason, when I have to freaking say it on camera, it's like my mind, it's like, what? What was that? It's so annoying. I hate it. But back to your reading. So we have this like little television, right, with these antennas. And I think this is about the channel that you're choosing to be on, your frequency as well, because we have a lot about you raising your frequency and raising your expectations in 2024 when it comes to money. And I think that with the fact that this airplane is like this, like it's like literally straight up, it's right on top of this, the Eye of Horus. And now it's like, I can't even remember if that's the name now. Now I feel like I'm doubting myself. I'm like, is that it? Who cares? You know what I'm talking about. And this is about you and like you upgrading in your frequency in 2024 and your spirituality in 2024. Especially since it is an eye, I feel like this is like exceeding expectations, rising above and soaring up. And I think this is very spiritually guided, the fact that they are so aligned. And I think that things are going to be changing for you in the money department because we have changing the channel as well. But also you could be making money by being seen by something. Like you don't have to be on TV. This could represent maybe being like making videos, being an influencer, whatever it is that you want to call it, or whatever it is that it works for you. Like I do believe that this is something to do with it, but for the main message, this is like you changing your story, changing your channel, changing your frequency, and really exceeding. It's going out of the money like column. And so I think that this is going to be a very financially abundant year for you in 2024, that you're going to be exceeding even the expectations that you thought with this, as well as having faith in this as well, like with spirit, like believing in yourself and working on your beliefs and your belief systems. And for some of you, you could be making money in 2024 by doing something that is tied to spirituality in some type of way as well too. So that's really cool. And then the next one we have for you is the intuitive Pisces with your health. Listen to your intuition in 2024 about your health. If you feel like something's off, or you feel like you shouldn't do something, or you feel like you need to get something checked out, listen to your intuition. Don't let fear stop you, and go. This could be a year for you of getting a checkup. This could be a year of you of going to the dentist. Well, you should go to the dentist every year. Mostly twice a year, but you get what I'm saying. Like this could be a year of you just like anything you feel is off, to check into. Also be aware of how your mind can affect your health, because this is like Pisces energy. This is like the subconscious and the mind as well. And I'm almost getting like predictive energy as well too. Like if you are wanting to change your health, predicting that and going for it, following your intuition. Like if your intuition is saying, let's start working out every day. If your intuition is saying, let's start eating better, listen to that. It's for a reason, especially if you're going to be doing something where people are going to be watching you. Maybe when you intuitively, you're feeling like you just want to start working on your habits, start working better, looking better, being more disciplined, that those can definitely be tied together, because if we're all being seen, let's just be real, we want to look good, and stuff like that. So listen to your intuition about your health. If you feel like something is off, go check it out. Your intuition is here for you in the health department. So yeah, I think that was all the columns that we have for you so far. Is there any more messages? Okay, that's it. So thank you for joining me in your part 1 of your 2024 predictions. I'm going to go ahead and move on, and I will see you at your part 2. Oh, also, if you feel like this is a lot too, like what I was saying in the other piles is like, you don't have to watch it all at once. Like I completely get it. I don't even have the attention span really to sit there and watch a whole like hour's worth of information in a reading. So you're more than welcome to like save the video for later, come back to it another time. You can even come back to it during 2024. Whenever you feel like it. But if not, I'll see you right now, or whenever. I'll see you at your part 2 in your reading. Bye. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to the second part of your reading. So we are going to use your tarot in just a second. But first, I have these 3 cards that I asked to kind of show 3 major themes for you this year. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just see what the cards we got. The first one is Love Grows Love. The next one is Hiding. Oh, that one was number 40, by the way, and this one is the number 15. And then the next one is 48 with puppet. Okay, so off the bat, one of the major themes for you, like in 2024 pile 3, is that you are going to be cutting ties with anyone or anything that you feel is holding you back, anything or anyone that you feel is manipulating you, or any sort of attachments that you feel in regards to things feeling like you're under their control or under its control, almost like devil energy, like all the things that you feel like that are tied to you negatively, which is interesting because the devil card is number 15 and we have the number 15 here with hiding. But this is in regards to more of the puppet energy, like anything that you feel like is playing you or is just trying to pull on your strings in any type of negative way, because this could be people that you've already cut off as well, and just those attachments to them. Or this could be you kind of cutting off people or things. This could also be like jobs, places. This whole year is about you, I feel like, rediscovering yourself, rediscovering your own energy, and finding your own light, if I can be quite honest from what I'm seeing here. The bottom of the deck energy for you is the mysterious mother. And I'm actually didn't see this one, but oops, I dropped one too. So maybe I'll check that one out that I dropped. But we have stay back here. I think this is about you, again, setting your own boundaries and realizing that that light that you've been looking for in other people and other things you've had within you all along. And I think it's going to get you through this whole year. And I think it's gotten you through tough times, but I think at times you may have not seen it, or at least seen how beautiful your light is, and maybe other people have tried to control you or tried to dim your light in ways. And so I think with 2024, all of that's going to be coming like full circle or coming back around, and you're going to be like saying no more and setting these strong standards and strong boundaries for yourself. So with this one though, you may feel maybe in the middle of the year or so, timing doesn't really matter, but you may feel like you need to hide away from everyone, like you need to go through some sort of process here in the year. I feel like that's fine. I feel like when you are ready, you are going to come out. But I think this is also a message too of no more hiding your own feelings to keep other people comfortable. Like anything else that makes other people uncomfortable when it comes to you, it's like you're not going to be hiding yourself anymore, your true self. I think this is about you letting yourself come out at the same time and letting yourself shine. Now, I think that you are going to be having different periods, like, and so on and so forth, and that's normal. It's a year, it's a whole year's worth of time, and our emotions and things, they ebb and they flow, and sometimes we feel good and sometimes we don't, and that's perfectly fine. Sometimes we need rest, sometimes we do feel like we need to hide away, and sometimes we feel like we should be seen. Regardless of the fact, I think that there's a non-judgment here about what it is you're feeling or why you're feeling, and I think as long as it's coming from a place of like needing to heal, it's fine. And if it's coming from a place of like other people's judgments, that's something to look into in this year of 2024. Now, I love that we have this love grows love, because I feel like this is you and your journey on your self-love and all of the love that you have inside of you. And I think that with this imagery right here, I think that you either going to be realizing, or for some of you, you have no idea the amount of love that or the fact that the effect of your touch and what it has and what it does to other people. I think that you do have a big influence, and it comes from love. And I think when you are in that loving state, and when you feel loved, and when you're giving love, and I feel like importantly, there's a lesson here of learning too, that's coming up specifically, of when to give love out of your goodness of your heart, out of your heart, and not giving love anymore to receive love back. Like you're not giving things, or you're not doing things for love, I guess you would say. You're doing things out of love, and it's like the things that you touch are just it's almost giving me like the Midas touch, but like with love, things are going to be getting better. And I think you're going to be feeling more love, at least towards the end of the year for sure. Now, I want to see that card that fell, actually. Like the whole time it was like on my mind. Oh, we have the pink bubble fairy. What a cute card. I feel like this is a very lighthearted energy for you as well. I think this pink bubble fairy is about the things that you've been wanting, your hopes and your dreams and your wishes as well. Like, you're going to be seeing and realizing that they have been heard. They've been kind of going up in that pink bubble to spirit, and spirit has been seeing your wishes, and I think that they will be coming true for you. And I think that the fact that we have a dragonfly here, this represents change, and I feel like this is a more lighthearted energy since it's literally like the pink bubble fairy. Oh, we had the fairy, the fairy that represents spirit in your charm reading at the top as well too, and that was about in the finances, the money thing skyrocketing and being guided by spirit. Oh my gosh, that's it. And it was a little fairy, so what a coincidence. And I think that's beautiful. So your wishes have been heard, your manifestations are coming in. I was going to say something else too. The fact that it was on top of the Eye of Horus, like something, I can't remember what it was. I think it was the plane. It was right on top of the Eye of Horus. This is saying that your dreams and your manifestations are protected as well. And so I think this is kind of coming out too to say you've been heard. You've been heard. You've been seen. And self-love, it seems to be a big thing. And boundaries for you. Energetic boundaries specifically too. And this could be relationships. This could be family. Anything that you feel like someone is trying to take advantage of you or pulling on you in a negative way. It's like you're going to be doing what you need to do in order to do what's best for yourself. So now we're going to use your tarot. So Spirit, what are some other predictions or some predictions for pile 3 in 2024? This is 2024 for them. What can they expect? We have the 4 of Pentacles. Ooh, I love that. So we have, I'm going to set this over here so you can see it, but also give you more room. You're the 4 of Pentacles. So this is security. This is financial security, but also this is being smart with your money at the same time too. I feel like, this is about you being smart, maybe making smart investments, and knowing when to not make investments, especially with this puppet here. Make sure in 2024 that you're not just agreeing to any type of contract. Make sure that you're not just signing up for anything. If your intuition or you feel like you may be getting taken advantage of in a certain way, listen to it. There's a message for that as well. And not everyone in 2024 is going to come into your life to take advantage of you. I feel like that's kind of been a focus here, especially with this hiding. But for the most part, I think these are things and people that you're taking into 2024 or have released before at the same time. But with this, I do feel like we do have some more stability coming in for you. And we saw that in your charm reading as well, too. To remember that, that in the money finances or the money situation, whatever it was, the money section, there was an increase, maybe just needing to have faith as well, since there was a lot of spiritual energy around there. But now that we had that pink bubble fairy come out, I think that you're going to be definitely seeing signs for sure in 2024 that security and financial abundance is coming to you, which is really good. What are some predictions for pile 3 in 2024? Oh, we have the Chariot. We have the 6 of Cups. Ooh. And we have the 3 of Wands. The way I said ooh is because the message came out with each card, and it was like, oh, we have the 9 of Cups. We have wish fulfillment, but we also have, I want to point out with the 9 of Cups for you specifically, pile 3, this is self-sufficient fulfillment. This is you fulfilling yourself, not needing anyone else to. Now, that's not a prediction for like you're going to be single all of 2024. That's not what I'm saying, but it's about you filling your own cup and your own needs and not leaving it up to anyone else or anything else to fill your own needs. And I think that's very important for you in this 2024. Now, the reason why I was like, ooh, because this is like pushing through past obstacles, anything that was holding you back, past emotions or any kind of cycles. This could be inner child healing as well, but anything, like, you're going to be overcoming and pushing through. And the reason why I really said ooh is because when I looked at the Three of Wands, the message was on to bigger and better things. The Three of Wands represents our goals. The Three of Wands represents a vision that we're taking the next step towards. The Three of Wands can even represent manifestations in a way, but it's basically like, I'm kind of viewing the traditional Three of Wands where the person has, like, if I believe in the Rider-Waite Tarot, it's the person is standing in front of the two wands and they have their own wand in their hand. And I think this is a very telling of, like, all right, the past is the past. It does not define me anymore. It is not going to hold me back anymore. I have a vision for myself. I have better things to do. And I have so much potential that I am going to be reaching. And this is like, and I'm saying I obviously is like, this is you. Like, your potential. This is your reading, you know. You're like, I have so much potential and I can't stay there in the past. It's like what I feel like, you know, you're going to be feeling, or the message at least. You're like, I'm not that person anymore. I don't live there anymore. I don't do that anymore. You know, anyone that's trying to hold you back or anyone that's trying to make you feel bad for a past version of yourself, that's not you anymore. So you can forgive and you can release and you can move on, because you have such great things coming, or at least you're on the way to such great things with the Three of Wands. And there's so much more to life than I think what you've been living. And I think there's a huge realizations, because the Three of Wands can also be like huge realizations, epiphanies as well, you know, and just wanting more, wanting better. And I think you're going to stop hiding. I'm not saying you're hiding now, but I think it's like any of those inner feelings or maybe subconscious things that are holding us back, that maybe we feel like we have to stay safe or hide from the world. I think you're definitely going to be opening up to this. And then, like we said, this is your own emotional fulfillment. Oh, we have Justice coming for you as well. And the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician and Death. Dang. That's crazy. After that Ten of Swords too, which I feel like the Ten of Swords, you kind of already maybe been processed, or for some of you that could be like in the beginning, that those endings, those kind of painful endings. But trust me, we just saw right now in that big old Major Arcana Tarot spread after that there's so much better coming for you as well. A balance is going to be restored, especially a karmic balance here. And we were talking about in the year 8, and it also being Saturn ruled as well. It's about karma, big karma. And I think that you have great karma coming too, but I think it's time to leave a lot of karmic ties before in the past. And so this is a huge development year for you. This is a huge progression year for you. I think financially wise, this is a great year for you. And I think that it's an empowering year for you, to say the least. And we got self-love and creation and all of these things working together, along with spirit for sure, you know, working together to benefit you and benefit you in this year and your progress so much. I didn't even think about it too. Your stone amethyst could be a very healing energy coming to you as well in 2024. Like, I like to think of amethyst as a relaxation stone. It's like a calming of the mind stone. A lot of people say it helps them sleep. I say a lot of people say that because I like with crystals, I feel like they affect everyone kind of differently, because I've tried to use amethyst to help me sleep and I don't think it worked for me. But there's been other crystals that have worked amazing for other things. You know what I'm saying? But amethyst is a great meditation crystal. It's all about your crown chakra and your divine guidance as well. So I think that you're going to be tapping into your divine guidance a lot more. Not saying that you weren't before, because I'm hearing that you were before, but this is like on another level. You may even have increased psychic abilities, or at least your knowing. Like the, what is it, the claircognizance, you're just like how you just know things. That's going to be, you're going to be very in tuned here with spirit at the same time, which is really good. So let's get some oracles. What else can you tell us about specific predictions or certain predictions for pile 3 in the year of 2024? Oh, I accidentally took out that one, so we'll take it. So we have the number 7, investigate. Look closely, ask questions, think before acting. There's going to be, this being in the prediction, I think there's going to be a period in 2024 where you're like, why does this keep happening? Why does this keep showing up in my reality? Why do I keep feeling this way? And I think this is about breaking patterns and breaking cycles. It's not going to keep you stuck because it's the number 7 of the Chariot, which is pulling forward as well. Oh my gosh, we have the Chariot right here. Duh. You know, but it's the number 7 of pushing forward. But it's like, you're going to be working through things and having some realizations. It's like investigate is also giving me, like, when I think of the investigate, I think of like the 8th house, or I think of like Scorpio energy, really investigative on like on a deeper level. And this is something that we all need to do at one point in time in our life, and many points in times of our life, to be honest, is investigate what's holding us back, investigate why we're doing things, so we can skyrocket forward, so we can see what's really going on, because we want better for ourselves. This is about you tuning into yourself, because you want better, and you will get better from doing that. And this is something that's going to happen. I feel I'm naturally, like, not naturally, like it's something that you're going to do, but like when it comes up, it's gonna be, and I'm hearing that it's like at a point when you're like, enough is enough. Like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of going around in this circle for something specific here. So we have never jam today. So we have promises that never come to be. Also in 2024, I feel like you're going to be realizing that everything is a process. We did have that message for you as well, because I can't remember if we had it in yours, but yeah, we did, because we had it in all of them. We had that message of enjoying the journey. You don't need to force anything to be faster than it already is. Things are going to come to you when they're ready, for sure. Things are going to happen when it's ready. Also, when we're kind of feeling like we need all of this right now, we're kind of missing a lot of information, or we're missing a specific piece, like when we're kind of running around rushing. So this could be a year for you to kind of slow down a bit. And I'm not saying your money is going to slow down or your manifestations are going to slow down. I'm just saying, like, you know, an important part of your years when you're also in like a slow down mode, and you're realizing, I feel like with this promises that never come to be, you're realizing what works for you and what doesn't, and who's here for you and who's not. Like, obviously this could be in regards to somebody keeping empty promises. That could also be in regards to cycles, things like that, you know? And I think with this, it's all about living in the now and doing what you can when you can do it, when it arises for you, instead of getting overwhelmed about all the things that you need to do, you know, and feeling like you have to jam, feeling like you're running out of time, feeling like everything's kind of happening. It's taking it step by step in this year, because you do have a whole year, you know, to do things. You have your whole life to do things as well. So just remember that you don't need to rush, and remember to honestly, when it comes to what it is that the seeds that you're planting, or your life as well, make sure you're following through on your ideas, on your progress, and the things that you need to do, following through on your end of the bargain, so spirit can bring you all the things that you want as well in 2024, which that's the number 34, which is the number 7 as well too. All right, any more messages here or predictions here before we move on to the next part? Oh, look it. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Be bold and make the first move as well. I wanted to look at that one because they kind of have similar vibes. They have similar colors. So I thought they went together. Let's see, move over there. Get over there. Oh, and then look, we have you're very close to achieving your goal now at the bottom. So take chances this year. This year is going to be a good year for you to branch out of your comfort zone. Take more risks, take more chances with this luck is on your side. And being bold and making the first move. Once you take those next steps to advance in whatever it is in your life, you know, everything else is going to follow. I feel like you are definitely spiritually guided to do so. So don't be afraid to, you know, branch out of your comfort zone. Like we were saying, don't be afraid to trust yourself. Don't be afraid to trust in spirit with this luck is on your side. And don't be afraid to shoot and aim high in your life. because the new moons are also about potential as well. The new moons are a new moon cycle where, you know, it's going to completely start over. And now you have this whole cycle to create whatever it is that you want to create. And I think Spirit's really saying with this Sagittarius energy to shoot your shot pretty high. Also with the Sagittarius energy to stay optimistic as well, and realize that you have the knowledge to do so. You have the criteria, even if you feel like you don't, to do so, and to take those next steps, whatever it is that those steps are. And for some of you, you'll know what these next steps are during the year. Like Rumi says, the path or the steps will appear when you take that first step. That's very, I think, telling to this energy as well too. Even if you don't know exactly where you're going or where you're going to end up, just know that the steps will appear when you take them. So don't be afraid to take them. And I love that for you, because you are going to be achieving things as well. And then underneath that, we have Curiouser and Curiouser, which is all about discovery and following that curiosity as well. Yeah, wherever you feel curiously led to in your life and what it is that you can do. I think this is a huge pile and a huge year for you of potential. Oops, is it still going? Oh yeah, my thing came on. Okay, yeah, it didn't cut off. So of potential. What are you going to do with this year as well? And again, it's like not like you all have to get it all done in a year. That's not what I'm saying. It's like, but what are you going to do? What are you taking with you? What are you leaving behind? There's a lot of realizations here. And like I said, self-fulfillment. I think it's like doing what makes you happy, doing what makes you feel good, what's right to you, doing what's right to you, not listening to what other people are saying or what other people are doing, or trying to tell you what they feel, like not letting other people kind of influence you in a way that is just not good. Not good. Okay, so with that being said, oh, and it was 2222 on the clock as I look at it. So 222. And we had 777 too. 777 can be known as a lucky number as well. I know it's like in the casinos and stuff. I don't know if I believe personally if it's like all about luck, but I know in society it's about luck. So, but I believe the 7 is the number of the gambler. And so I think that that's kind of a different reason why they put that in there. 777 is more to attract to that, but that's a whole nother story, and that's on like a deeper numerology kind of thing. But 7 is the number of the gambler. So we did have so many 7s. So don't be afraid to take gambles on your life. Obviously don't gamble all your money away or things. That's not what I'm saying. It's like, if you're going to take risks, bet on yourself and your abilities. All right, so what advice do we have here for pile 3 for 2024 or in 2024? Ooh, earn your own money, then buy what you want. Spirit really wants you to be self-sufficient. Spirit does not want you to rely on anyone else or anything else. Spirit knows your potential and knows what you're capable of. And Spirit's saying, now's the time to work on whatever it is, and to earn your own money. And I feel like Spirit just wants you to feel really good and self-sufficient. And you know what's crazy is that we were talking all of these synchronicities. The year 8 is about prosperity and success, and the year of the dragon is about power and leadership and all of that. So all of these seem to be kind of in theme with you as well too, pile 3. So this could be a good year, a successful year for you. What is some other advice? Okay. We have hold yourself accountable, even if no one else does. Integrity matters. Now, this is in regards to, I feel like, what it is, the effort that you're putting into things, what it is that you're willing to achieve as well. We have that day-to-day energy of holding yourself accountable every day, making just a little bit of progress. Of course, having your rest days and knowing, your limits and things like that is fine. But I think that Spirit really wants you to use your time wisely this year, in a way that is beneficial. And I think Spirit also wants you to work on your discipline a bit, work on taking the next steps when you're supposed to, not putting anything off, not procrastinating anymore, and really just getting down to it, because this is a year that what you put out, you are going to get back. So even if you get it back next year or whenever you get it back, remember we were talking about Saturn is a big, I don't know if we were talking about that in this one, but Saturn is a big rewarder of hard work and hard effort, and their results last longer. And so when you're accountable, when you hold yourself accountable, you wake up and you show up for yourself every day. You wake up and you do things that you don't want to do necessarily. You kind of do things that maybe not every day you're going to be feeling inspired, not every day you're going to be feeling good. And that's where that discipline and that's where that accountability is going to come into play. And that's where that progress is really going to take place as well too. And I think that's really powerful as well, since we're in a year of power. That's something that is like discipline is an inner power that a lot of people these days, they seem to kind of lack. And so when we work on our minds and we work on our discipline and we do things for ourselves, like it's really powerful, man, because you're also like shaping your mind and training your mind to do things that suck, which is good. It's good for you to do things that you don't want to do. Not if someone's, obviously, you know what I mean by that, hopefully, like if someone's forcing you to do something you don't want to do, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like, you know, when you do your laundry and you don't want to fold them and put it away. Like, it's good for you to fold it and put it away. It's good for you to clean. It's good for you to progress. It's good for you to take steps. It's good for you to put in that work for yourself, put in that effort. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's get one more advice here for pile 3 in 2024. Don't rush it. Yeah, that's like that not jam today. The choices you make today could impact your future. Take things slowly. And Spirit just said Rome wasn't built in a day. If you're building big things, no, it's going to take time. If you're building something small that's not going to last too long, it probably will not take that long, you know, something not that big of a deal. But when, you know, when you do take the time and the effort, like we were just talking about, the longer it may take, the longer the reward, the more you're earning, the better it gets. And so, yeah, you don't have to have a specific time frame for yourself. That can be very limiting as well. That's specifically a message from Spirit. When we put time frames on ourselves, we put limits on ourselves. We put these sometimes unfair, because we don't know how everything's going to impact us. We don't know all the other circumstances as well. So just know that it's going to take time, and there's no right or wrong amount of time. And if you feel like you're rushing it, it's probably not going to be the way that you want it to be. So take your time with rebuilding or building, and just allow things to kind of work together, if that makes sense, or allow things to kind of happen as well, while still doing what you can, holding yourself accountable and stuff. I think this is more or less of like that mindset of like, again, like how Spirit said, Rome's not built in a day. So we kind of, what I was trying to say with the time thing is like, sometimes we kind of have these expectations and we get discouraged if we don't meet these expectations, when really, you know, we don't even take into consideration all of the other things around us, like life, like, you know, other things, that other priorities, all of these other things we're not taking into consideration at the same time. So to kind of get rid of those expectations and just allow it to happen when it's meant to happen. Bottom of the deck, we have Rebel. Speak out about injustices done to you and others. Never settle, fight for change. Yeah, this is a big thing happening right now in the collective. Speaking out against injustices and wrong things going on in the world and in the media. I feel like there's kind of been a division or a divide, and follow your heart on whatever side you feel like you need to be on, or whatever the case is. I'm not saying you have to be on a side or you have to do anything like that, but follow your heart. I feel like, especially if that's coming out, if you feel like you should fight for the underdog, or you feel like you should say something. We did have justice here for your voice. All I'm saying is your voice matters. And what a lot of people don't realize, especially in the spiritual community, since there's been this message here of turning a blind eye, or don't let it affect you because that'll lower your vibration, and all of that really selfish kind of stuff. It's like, that's not what spirituality is really about. Spirituality is about helping others, and it's about unity, and it's about love. So that's kind of, I feel like, miscommunication This came out in another video as well, especially if there's a group of people getting oppressed or something that's unfair happening that the media is specifically portraying or not even portraying at all, and you know about it, then, you know, the hard thing to do sometimes is to go against it, but it's obviously what you feel in your heart, obviously. But my point was with that whole, like, oh, don't let it kill your vibe, or it's only happening, you know, only it's something inside of you, you know, all that shit, you know what I'm talking about? That pisses me off. That's to a certain extent in certain things. Obviously, don't watch things to the detriment of your own, like, your own peace constantly, but obviously do what you can, because if someone is being oppressed, wouldn't you want to spread a message or a rumor to say that basically that's only happening because there's something wrong with you, so you shouldn't look? Yeah, you would, because now you get to oppress these people and no one's doing a damn thing about it. So if you feel like fighting for causes, fight for causes. If you feel like speaking up, speak up. Your voice matters. We, as a whole, a lot of people as a whole, our voice matters, and we can create change. And that's something that I think we don't realize as well, is that we all, as a group, as a people, as a unified entity, we have the power to create change, as well as you also have the power to create change by your vibration at the same time too. And I'm talking, this goes for both ways too. So the vibe or the vibration that you send out in love, I'm trying to describe it in a way. Basically, if you're sitting there and you're meditating on a specific group of people or something and you're sending it love, that does have an effect. So do not knock the unseen as well too, especially coming from, you know, someone who is spiritual that can see energies and things like that. It is true, but also don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and for other injustices, because now I feel like I just went on this whole rant, but I am an Aries moon, okay? And I am definitely, if you know anything about Aries moons, I think we're very misunderstood as a moon sign. And I think that one of the things that I love about Aries moons, because there's things that I love and there's things that I don't love about them, about me and them. And it's, is the fact that we will fight for the underdog. Like, we will stand up for somebody that can't speak. And I admire people that stand up for people that can't speak. I had a few posts as well on here, and one of them got taken down. That was rude. And the other one, it had a lot of negative backlash, which I am kind of sad about that. But other than that, it doesn't matter what my opinion is or what it is. The message here is that if you feel the need to stand up in society for yourself, for anything, then do it. Your voice matters, okay? I love you. And on that note, I am going to leave this reading here. So I think we're going to see a lot of crazy change in 2024 as a society as well too. It's the age of Aquarius, revolutions. So I'm wondering how that's going to be, but I guess only time will tell. And speaking of time, thank you for taking the time to listen to me, to be here with me, for letting me keep you company or letting me entertain you or just be background noise. I don't know, whatever. Just thank you for being here. Thank you to all who like, comment, share the video as well. Thank you to anyone who supports the channel in any type of way. I'm so grateful for you. And thank you to all of the watchers, anyone who's here, thank you. And not here, thank you. Also, if you are not subscribed and you did like this reading and you would like to see me again, you are more than welcome to subscribe now, so you don't miss another one, if that's something you're interested in as well. I'm never here to force you to do anything you don't want to do. But on that note, I will see you guys in the next pick a card. Bye.